They say we spend a third of our lives sleeping, a silent, dark, and empty void where the conscious mind surrenders and the world you know fades to black. We call it rest, a necessary recharge for the waking hours of effort, struggle, and striving. But what if this definition is incomplete? What if this nightly surrender is not an end, but a beginning? What if the silent, dark hours were the very workshop where your reality is forged, where the blueprints of your life are reviewed, edited, and approved for construction? What if you could learn to use this sacred time, not just for rest, but for conscious, deliberate creation? This is not a journey into the world of dreams and fantasy. It is a journey into the operational headquarters of your reality. It is an exploration of the immense, untapped power that resides within you, a power that awakens most fully when your conscious, critical mind is asleep. We are about to venture into the world of the subconscious, the vast, silent ocean that lies beneath the turbulent waves of your daily thoughts. This is the realm where the laws of energy supersede the laws of effort, where feeling is the language of creation, and where the seeds of your tomorrow are planted tonight. You are being invited to learn a forgotten art, to reclaim a birthright, the art of programming your reality from the inside out. This is not about wishing or hoping or luck. It is about alignment. It is about tuning the powerful instrument of your mind to the frequency of abundance, so that the universe has no choice but to reflect that melody back to you in the form of material wealth, opportunity, and flow. The answers you seek are not outside of you. The power you crave is not something you need to acquire. It has always been there, waiting patiently in the stillness of the night. Tonight, you will be given the key to unlock the treasure chest you have been carrying within you all along. Do not try to understand this with your logical mind. Simply allow the words to wash over you. Let them be a lullaby that guides you past the gates of doubt and into the fertile fields of pure potential. Your journey into manifesting money while you sleep begins now. You live your life on the surface, amidst the noise and the fury of the waves. Your mind, the one you are aware of right now, is a churning sea of thoughts, a constant cresting and crashing of worries, plans, memories, and conversations. You identify with these waves. You believe you are these waves. When a wave of anxiety crashes over you, you say, "I am anxious." When a wave of fleeting happiness appears, you say, "I am happy." You spend your days navigating this turbulent surface, trying to steer your small boat through storms of doubt and calms of temporary peace. You have become an expert sailor of this surface, but you have forgotten one fundamental truth, the most important truth of your existence. You are not the waves. You are the ocean. Beneath the chaotic, ever-changing surface lies a realm of profound stillness, of immense depth, of silent, unimaginable power. This is the true substance of who you are. This is your subconscious mind. It is an ocean so vast it contains every experience you have ever had, every word you have ever heard, every belief you have ever absorbed, not as scattered memories, but as a living, breathing, energetic field. It is the great, silent engine that drives the patterns of your life. The waves on the surface do not create the ocean. The ocean creates the waves. The thoughts and circumstances you experience daily are merely the weather patterns on the surface of your own infinite depth. You have been trying to change the weather by shouting at the wind and commanding the rain, when all you ever needed to do was descend into the quiet depths and become the master of the sea itself. Think of your conscious mind, the mind of the waves, as a loyal but anxious gatekeeper. He stands at the main gate of a great and ancient castle, the castle of your being. This gatekeeper is armed with logic, reason, and a long memory of every past failure and disappointment. His primary job is to protect you, and he does so by questioning everything. When a new idea, a new possibility, like "I am wealthy and abundant," approaches the gate, the gatekeeper immediately raises his weapon. He shouts, "Halt! Who goes there?" We have tried this before. Remember that failure. Remember what they told you about money. Remember the struggle. This is not safe. This is not logical. I cannot allow you to pass. And so, your greatest intentions, your most powerful desires, are turned away at the gate, day after day. You try to force your way past him with willpower. You try to argue with him using affirmations that you don't truly believe. But he is stubborn. He is relentless. He believes he is keeping you safe by keeping you small, by keeping you in the familiar territory of what has been. But every night, something miraculous happens. The gatekeeper gets tired. His vigilance wanes. His logical arguments grow faint. As you surrender to sleep, the loyal gatekeeper finally lowers his guard, and he too falls into slumber. The great, heavy gates of the castle swing silently open. The drawbridge to the inner sanctum is down. There is no one there to challenge you. There is no one there to doubt you. You now have free, unrestricted access to the throne room, the control center, the treasury of your entire kingdom. This is the magic of sleep. It is the divine pause, the sacred interval when the critic is silenced and the creator is given full command. This is the time when you can walk past the sleeping guard and enter the vast, silent halls of your subconscious. I want you to feel this journey now. Feel your awareness beginning to sink, leaving the choppy surface behind. Imagine descending, down, down, down. The noise of your day begins to fade. The endless to-do lists, the mental chatter, the worries about tomorrow, see them as bubbles of air rising to the surface, leaving you behind as you sink deeper into tranquility. You are passing through the upper layers of your mind, the layers of recent memory and activity. Now you are going deeper still, into a place of profound stillness. Here, there is no time. There is no struggle. There is only a silent, knowing presence. This is the ocean of your subconscious. Feel its density. It is not empty. It is full. It is pregnant with infinite potential. It is the dark, fertile womb of all creation. Everything that has ever been created in your world, from the chair you sit on to the body you inhabit, first existed as a thought, an imprint, an energy pattern within a consciousness like this. This is the primary reality. The world you see when you open your eyes is only the shadow, the echo, the projection of what is held here, in this silent, powerful depth. Here, in this boundless inner space, the concept of lack does not exist. It is a foreign language the ocean cannot understand. The ocean only knows fullness, wholeness, and being. Therefore, you must understand, wealth is not something you get. It is not something you attract from a far-off place. It is something you awaken to, something you recognize as already being present within the very fabric of your being. Your financial reality is not a reflection of your worth, your effort, or your luck. It is a direct reflection of what part of your ocean you are currently allowing to surface. If the waves of your life are ones of lack and struggle, it is because you have, unconsciously, allowed the beliefs of lack to occupy the upper currents of your inner ocean, and the gatekeeper has kept you from diving deeper to discover the truth. Imagine, at the very bottom of this silent ocean of you lies a vast treasure, not a small chest, but entire fields of gold, mountains of diamonds, sunken cities of pure, shimmering light. This is your birthright. This is the innate abundance of your true nature. It has never been lost. It has never been taken from you. It has simply been forgotten, lying in the dark, waiting to be rediscovered. Your work, in this sacred time of sleep, is not to create the gold. It is not to convince the universe to give you the gold. Your work is simply to remember that the gold is there. It is to dive down and feel the reality of it, to run your energetic hands through the infinite coins, to feel the cool, solid weight of the jewels. It is to reacquaint yourself with the feeling of your own immense, intrinsic wealth. When you do this, when you marinate your consciousness in the reality of this inner treasure, you change the very chemistry of your being. You begin to vibrate at the frequency of that treasure. The ocean begins to stir from its depths, and slowly, gently, it begins to bring that sunken gold up to the surface. And as it emerges from the deep, it begins to crystallize on the surface as the waves of your life. An unexpected check, a new opportunity, a debt forgiven, an idea that flows with ease. These are not random acts of fortune. They are the first pieces of your own forgotten treasure, finally reaching the shore of your waking reality. So do not fight the waves anymore. Do not curse the storms of your life. See them for what they are, a perfect reflection of the currents you are holding just below the surface. The path to changing your outer world is not to battle the reflection, it is to go within, into the deep, and change the source. It is to bypass the sleeping gatekeeper and commune with the vast, silent, all-powerful ocean that is your true self. This is the foundation. This is the first and most crucial understanding. You are not a sailor at the mercy of the sea. You are the sea itself. The power to create worlds resides in your stillness, in your depth. Now that you have arrived in this place of infinite potential, now that the gates are open and the critic is silent, a new question arises. How do you communicate with this vast intelligence? How do you impress your specific desires upon this formless, fertile substance? The ocean does not speak in words of logic. It does not understand pleas or bargains. It speaks a different language. It operates on a different currency. To sculpt this powerful energy into the specific reality you desire, you must learn to speak its native tongue. You must learn the language of feeling. You have descended into the great, silent ocean of your subconscious mind. You are floating in the realm of pure potential, a space of infinite power where the noisy gatekeeper of your logical mind can no longer challenge you. You have arrived at the control room of your reality. And here, in the profound stillness, you realize that the methods of the surface world are useless. Words, the tools you have relied upon your entire life, are like hollow shells here. They echo once and then dissolve into the immense silence. You can shout, "I am wealthy," into this ocean 1,000 times. But if the shout is born of desperation, if it is a hollow recitation devoid of conviction, the ocean remains unmoved. It does not understand your language. It does not operate on syntax or grammar. It operates on a principle far more ancient and fundamental. It operates on the currency of feeling. Feeling is the universal language. It is the mother tongue of the subconscious mind and the very fabric of the cosmos. The universe does not respond to your pleas, your bargains, or the logic of your desires. It responds, with flawless and impersonal precision, to the vibrational signature of your dominant feeling state. Every emotion you experience, from the highest peaks of joy to the lowest valleys of despair, is not just a psychological event. It is a physical, tangible, energetic broadcast. It is a frequency that radiates out from your being and interacts with the quantum field, the ocean of all potential. This feeling is your true prayer. It is the command that the universe hears, not the words you speak, but the feeling from which those words emerge. You have been praying constantly your entire life, not with your hands clasped, but with the state of your heart. Imagine the universe as an infinite field of radio frequencies. There is a frequency for everything. There is a frequency for poverty, a dull, heavy, static-filled signal of anxiety and lack. There is a frequency for mediocrity, a monotonous hum of just enough and not quite. And there is a frequency for wealth, a clear, resonant, harmonious signal of ease, security, and expansive freedom. Your emotional body is the tuner on your radio. It is the dial that you control. For your entire life, you may have been trying to achieve a logical impossibility. You have been tuning your dial to the frequency of lack, feeling the anxiety of unpaid bills, feeling the tightness of scarcity, while simultaneously hoping to hear the broadcast of abundance. It can never work. You cannot tune your radio to a country station and expect to hear classical music. The law of vibration is as absolute as the law of gravity. You can only receive the broadcast to which you are tuned. This is the great secret, the profound truth that mystics and sages have taught for millennia. The feeling of the wish fulfilled is the key, not the thought of it, not the hope for it. The actual, visceral, embodied feeling, when you allow yourself to feel, truly feel, what it is like to already have what you desire, you are consciously tuning your radio dial to that reality. You are sending out a clear, powerful, and unambiguous signal into the quantum field. You are telling your subconscious ocean, the master creator, this is who I am now. This is my state of being. Your subconscious mind, whose primary function is to maintain coherence between your inner and outer worlds, receives this powerful feeling not as a request, but as a report of a fact. It registers the feeling of wealth as a present reality, and because its job is to make your outer world match your inner world, it will begin to move heaven and earth to orchestrate the events, people, and circumstances that perfectly align with that feeling. It will make the shadow world of your physical reality conform to the primary reality of your inner state. So, let us practice this now. Let go of the words. Let go of the need to figure it out. Let your body become the instrument. Your only task is to generate a feeling. Bring to mind your financial desire. Do not think of it as something you want, as something in the future. Instead, perform a sacred act of imagination. Assume it is already done. The money is in your account. The business is a success. The debt is gone. The freedom is yours. Now, ask yourself, and answer not with words, but with sensation. What is the dominant feeling that comes with this fulfillment? For many, the first feeling is one of profound relief. Feel this now. Imagine a great heavy weight that you have been carrying on your shoulders for years, suddenly dissolving into nothing. Feel the tension in your neck and jaw release. Feel your stomach unclench. Feel your entire body sigh, a deep, cellular exhalation of a struggle that is finally over. That feeling of relief is a powerful frequency. It is the frequency of a problem solved. Saturate yourself in it. Let it wash through you, a warm, healing balm. This relief is a sacred confirmation to the universe that the battle is won. Now, go deeper. Beneath the relief, what else is there? Perhaps there is a feeling of safety, a deep, quiet, unshakable sense of security. Feel what it is like to go to sleep without a single worry about money. Feel the peace of knowing that you and your loved ones are taken care of, that all your needs are met with ease and grace. This feeling of safety is a frequency that repels chaos and attracts stability. Allow this feeling of being held, of being secure, to permeate the very marrow of your bones. This is your new truth, your new home base. And deeper still, beneath the safety, what is the feeling of freedom? Feel the expansive joy of choice, the ability to say yes to experiences you once thought impossible, the freedom to be generous, to give freely without calculation, the freedom from the quiet desperation that gnaws at the soul. Feel this expansiveness in your chest, as if your heart has more room to breathe. This feeling of freedom is one of the highest vibrations. It is the signal that you are no longer a slave to circumstance, but a master of your reality. Inhabit this freedom, own it. It is your birthright. Do not just think about these feelings, embody them, generate them in the laboratory of your body. If you feel relief, let your posture soften. If you feel joy, allow a gentle smile to touch your lips, even in sleep. Your body is the antenna, and its physical state fine-tunes the broadcast. You are marinating your very cells in the frequency of your fulfilled desire. You are turning your entire being into a magnetic beacon, a powerful attractor for the physical equivalent of this inner state. This is the critical distinction you must grasp. The universe does not distinguish between a feeling generated by physical reality and a feeling generated by pure imagination. To your subconscious mind and to the quantum field, a feeling is a feeling. A fact is a fact. By choosing to feel the reality of your wealth now, you are creating the memory of a future event. You are impressing a new past upon your subconscious. You are providing it with the finished picture, the feeling memory of the end result. Stop wanting. The energy of wanting is the energy of lack. It is a desperate, needy vibration that pushes your desire away from you. To want something is to scream into the universe, "I do not have this." And the ever-obedient universe will respond, "You are right, you do not have this," and will give you more experiences of not having. The shift is from wanting to having, from chasing to allowing. The emotional signature of having is calm, it is peaceful, it is grateful. It is the quiet confidence of knowing. It is not loud or arrogant. It is the serene assurance of a king who knows his treasury is full. Assume this state. Carry yourself with this quiet knowing. This is the currency that your subconscious understands. This is the payment you make in advance for a reality that is already yours in the unseen. As you drift deeper into sleep, hold this feeling. Do not hold the words or the pictures. Hold the emotion. Let it be the last thing you are aware of as you cross the threshold into the creative darkness. Let this feeling be the seed you plant in the fertile soil of the night. You have now discovered the language of the universe. You understand that the creative power within you responds not to words, but to the currency of feeling. You now hold the energy, the raw material of creation, in your hands. But energy without direction is chaos. This powerful, potent feeling of abundance must be guided. It needs a container. It needs a precise and well-defined mold into which it can pour itself to cool and harden into the physical facts of your life. The feeling is the creative fire, but now you must become the blacksmith. You must learn how to forge the invisible mold. You now understand the language of creation. You are no longer shouting meaningless words into the void, but are speaking directly to the infinite ocean of your subconscious through the universal currency of feeling. You have generated the potent, raw energy of abundance, the feeling of relief, of safety, of freedom. This energy now floods your being, a powerful, creative force waiting for direction. But energy without form is chaos. A river without banks serves only to flood the landscape, its power dissipated and wasted. This immense feeling you have cultivated must be channeled. It needs a vessel, a blueprint, a container to give it shape and purpose. You have learned to summon the creative fire. Now you must learn to be the blacksmith. You must forge the invisible mold. Your subconscious mind, this infinite power you are communing with, is a master builder. It can construct any reality you desire, but it is also supremely literal. It cannot work from vague instructions. To give this master builder a command like, "I want to be rich," is like handing him a pile of precious materials and saying, "Just build something nice." The result will be uncertain, haphazard, and likely unsatisfying. What does rich mean? To the universe, finding a forgotten $10 bill in a coat pocket is an increase in riches. A vague desire produces a vague result. The creative energy you have summoned is too sacred to be wasted on such ambiguity. To manifest with precision, you must command with precision. You must create a mold so clear, so defined, that the universe has no choice but to fill it exactly as you have designed. Think of yourself as a master sculptor. The daylight hours, with all their experiences, conversations, and observations, are your time for gathering clay. You see the wealth of others, You read about financial freedom. You experience moments of lack that clarify what you truly desire. All of it, the good and the bad, is simply raw material. It is the clay for your masterpiece. Do not judge it. Simply gather it. Then, as night falls and you prepare for sleep, you enter your private, sacred studio. The world is shut out. The noise is silenced. It is just you, the sculptor, and your clay. In this studio, you do not begin by randomly shaping the material. A master sculptor always begins with a vision, a clear, precise, unwavering image of the finished work. This vision is your intention. This is the invisible mold you are about to forge. This is a critical moment of transformation in your understanding. As you stand in this inner studio, you are not a beggar. You are not a supplicant asking a distant god for a favor. You are a sovereign creator in your own domain. You are the master of the studio. Therefore, your posture is not one of petition, but one of command. You do not ask, you decree. You do not wish, you define. You are not pleading with the universe. You are instructing the deepest, most powerful aspect of yourself. You are giving a direct order to your subconscious mind. The language must shift from the weakness of, "I hope I can get," to the absolute power of, "It is done. I am now gratefully receiving." This change in posture is everything. It is the difference between asking for a handout and signing a royal decree. One comes from a place of lack, the other from a place of innate authority. You are the king in the castle of your being, and your subconscious is your most powerful and obedient servant. Give it a clear, royal command. Let us forge this mold together now. Let go of the nebulous desire for more. We must be specific. Specificity is the cutting edge of creation. It gives the formless energy a target to lock onto. I want you to define one single, tangible outcome. A clear financial goal. Perhaps it is a specific amount of money. Do not be shy. Choose a number that excites you, that feels both expansive and believable to your inner being. Let us say, for this exercise, it is $100,000. Your intention is not, "I want $100,000. Your mold is the statement, "I am now, in this present moment, gratefully receiving an unexpected $100,000 in a way that harms no one and benefits all." Feel the precision in that. It is specific. It is in the present tense. It is filled with gratitude. It contains a benevolent clause, ensuring its manifestation is harmonious. Or perhaps your desire is for an object, a symbol of your freedom, a debt-free home. Your mold is not, "I want to own a house." Your mold is the short, static, sensory scene of you holding the keys to your new home in the palm of your hand. You can feel their cool weight. You can see the light glinting off the metal. You can feel the deep, profound sense of peace and accomplishment. You are not imagining the process of searching for the house or signing the paperwork. That is the how, and the how is not your concern. That is the universe's department. Your only job is to create and inhabit the end scene. The moment that implies the wish is completely fulfilled. Now, we perform the sacred alchemy. You have the invisible mold, the clear, specific intention. And from our last session, you have the molten gold, the potent creative energy of feeling. Now, you pour one into the other, as you hold the clear image of your intention in your mind. The bank statement with the new balance, the keys in your hand, the paid-in-full notice on a former debt, you must simultaneously pour the feeling of relief, of safety, of freedom into that image. Animate the mold with emotion. See the number on the page and flood your body with the feeling of profound relief. Feel the keys in your hand and saturate your being with the feeling of ultimate security. Look at the zero balance on your debt and let the expansive joy of freedom well up in your heart. The intention is the structure, the feeling is the substance. One without the other is incomplete. Together, they form an irresistible magnetic force, a powerful vortex that begins to pull the necessary components from the quantum field into your physical reality. Once you have done this, once you have forged your clear intention and filled it with the fire of your feeling, your work is done. Now, you must surrender it to the night. Sleep is the sacred kiln where the mold is fired, where the energy sets and hardens into physical fact. When you release your conscious hold and drift into sleep, you are placing your creation into the hands of the master craftsman. The superconscious aspect of your being takes this energized blueprint and begins its work on the invisible planes, arranging synchronicities, inspiring ideas, aligning circumstances, and orchestrating the bridge of incidents that will lead to its physical manifestation. Your conscious job is over. To continue to worry about it, to wonder how it will happen, is to fling open the door of the kiln mid-firing. You will crack the mold and ruin the creation with the cold air of your doubt. Forging the mold requires focus. Firing the mold requires absolute surrender. Give your command, feel its fulfillment, and then let it go. Trust the darkness, trust the silence, trust the process. You have now completed the trinity of creation. First, you bypassed the conscious gatekeeper and entered the vast ocean of your subconscious. Second, you learned to generate the currency of creation, the potent energy of feeling. And now, third, you have forged a clear, precise mold of intention and have poured that feeling into it, creating a powerful blueprint for your reality. The order has been placed, the command has been given. The energized mold now sits in the great silent workshop of the night, ready for the final casting. But for this alchemical process to be most effective, the conditions must be perfect. The kiln must be at the ideal temperature. There is a magical state of consciousness, a delicate and mysterious bridge between the waking world and the world of sleep that acts as the perfect catalyst for this creation. It is a state where the mind is most receptive, where the veil between worlds is at its thinnest. The mold is ready, the gold has been poured. Now, we must learn to access this sacred state of mind, this fertile ground of miracles, this gateway to the gods. Now, we must speak of the Theta state. You have come so far on this journey inward. You have descended past the turbulent surface of your mind into the silent, powerful ocean of your true self. You have learned the language this ocean understands, the universal currency of feeling. And with this new language, you have forged a perfect, invisible mold, a clear, specific intention saturated with the feeling of its own reality. The command has been given, the blueprint is complete. The creation is ready for its final sacred casting. In any great work of alchemy, timing is paramount. A blacksmith knows he cannot shape cold metal. A farmer knows she cannot plant seeds in frozen ground. The what your intention and the why you're feeling are the essential ingredients. But the when, the timing of the planting, is the catalyst that determines the speed and potency of the growth. There exists a magical state of consciousness, a sacred window of opportunity that opens every single night, where the creative power of your intention is amplified 1,000-fold. This state is the fertile ground of the gods. Science calls it the Theta state. To understand its power, you must first understand the rhythm of your own mind. Your brain operates on different frequencies, much like a radio. When you are awake, active, and engaged in your day, your brain is primarily in a beta state. This is the frequency of logic, analysis, and action. It is the state of the noisy gatekeeper, the vigilant critic. It is necessary for navigating the physical world, but it is a terrible environment for planting the seeds of a new reality. The ground is hard, baked solid by the sun of doubt and logic. Any seed of intention you throw here is likely to be questioned, rejected, or explained away before it can ever touch the soil. As you begin to relax, perhaps by closing your eyes and taking a few deep breaths, your brainwaves slow down into alpha. This is the frequency of light meditation, of daydreaming, of quiet reflection. The gatekeeper is becoming drowsy. The world begins to fade. The soil of your mind is softening. This is the bridge, the entry point to the deeper realms. Many wonderful things can happen in alpha, but its power is but a shadow of what is to come. The true magic happens as you drift further, on the very edge of sleep. This is the twilight kingdom of Theta. Your brainwaves slow even more, entering a deep, hypnotic rhythm. This is the hypnagogic state, the mysterious realm between wakefulness and slumber. Here, the conscious mind is almost completely offline. The gatekeeper is sound asleep. The laws of three-dimensional reality become fluid. Time and space warp and bend. This is the frequency of deep intuition, of profound insight, of vivid imagination. This is the state where the veil between your mind and the universal mind, the subconscious ocean, is at its absolute thinnest. This is the direct access portal to the programming language of your reality. This is the holy ground. The Theta state is the rich, dark, fertile soil of your inner garden, freshly tilled and moistened by a gentle rain. It is soft, yielding, and unconditionally receptive. Any seed of intention planted here is not questioned. It is not analyzed. It is simply accepted. It is accepted as a command, as a truth. A seed planted in the Theta soil sinks deep immediately, taking root in the powerful depths of your subconscious. Here, it will be nourished all night long by the infinite intelligence of the universe, drawing all the resources it needs to burst forth into your waking life. I want you to become a connoisseur of this state. I want you to recognize it, to welcome it, to honor it as the most sacred moment of your day. You know this feeling well, though you may never have given it a name. It is the feeling of your body becoming delightfully heavy, as if it is sinking blissfully into the surface beneath you. It is the feeling of your thoughts losing their sharp, logical edges, becoming more dreamlike, more fluid. You might see fleeting colors or patterns behind your closed eyelids. You might hear fragments of conversations that make no sense. You are not yet asleep, but you are no longer fully awake. You are floating. You are drifting. You are in the gateway. Do not try to force your way into this state. The moment you try, you create effort, and effort is the signature of the beta mind. You will chase it away. Instead, your task is simply to observe, to notice, to allow. As you lie here, simply notice the delicious heaviness of your arms. Notice the warmth spreading through your legs. Notice how your breath has become slow and shallow. Welcome these sensations as signs that you are approaching the sacred gates. Surrender to the process. Let go and let the current of relaxation carry you. It is a natural, effortless descent that you make every single night. The only difference now is that you are descending with awareness. You are bringing your consciousness with you into the creative chamber. This window of opportunity may feel brief, but in the realm of Theta, time is irrelevant. A single, focused moment of intention in this state is more powerful than hours of stressful, effort-filled trying in the waking world. So as you feel yourself arriving here, as you feel the floating, dreamy, heavy sensation washing over you, now is the time. Now is the moment to plant the seed. Gently, without any strain, bring forth the invisible mold you have already forged. That single clear image that represents your fulfilled desire. See the bank statement. Feel the keys. Read the paid-in-full notice. Do not labor over the details. Simply let the image float into your awareness. And as it appears, breathe your feeling into it. Breathe the feeling of relief. Breathe the feeling of freedom. Breathe the feeling of gratitude into this fertile, receptive darkness. You are not thinking about it anymore. You are not analyzing it. You are simply being it. impressing its reality directly onto the primary substance of the universe. The seed is now planted. The command has been submitted. The soil has accepted your gift. This is not a new or unproven phenomenon. Throughout history, the greatest minds of our world have intuitively used this state to access genius. Thomas Edison would famously sit in a chair with a steel ball in his hand, held over a metal plate. He would hold a problem in his mind and allow himself to drift into the theta state. The moment he fell asleep, the ball would drop, clattering onto the plate and waking him, often with the solution to his complex problem fully formed in his mind. Artists, poets, and composers speak of waking in the night with a complete melody or a perfect line of poetry in their heads. They were tapping into this same creative frequency, this universal database of all solutions and all possibilities. You are not learning a trick. You are reclaiming a divine faculty. You are learning to access the mind of the genius that already resides within you. So honor this nightly descent. Treat it as a sacred pilgrimage into the heart of creation. Know that as you lie on the precipice of sleep, you are standing at the most powerful control panel in the universe. You have brought with you the perfect blueprint, your clear intention. You have brought the power source, your potent feeling, and you have arrived at the perfect time in the fertile ground of the theta state. The seed is now in the soil. The life force within your subconscious ocean will now begin its miraculous work, germinating this seed in the darkness, pushing its roots deep and its shoots up towards the light of your waking world. The process is now automatic. Your conscious work is done. But what if we could do more? What if we could whisper to the seed as it lies in the earth? What if we could serenade it with a lullaby of encouragement, a vibration that nourishes and strengthens it as it grows? The seed is planted, but now we must learn the words of power, the sacred sounds that will echo through the night and ensure its magnificent growth. Now, we must learn to use affirmations, not as hollow words, but as divine incantations. You are here, floating in the sacred twilight of the theta state. The soil of your subconscious mind is rich, dark, and perfectly prepared. The seed of your intention, forged in the fire of your feeling, has been planted in this fertile ground. It is a moment of profound potential, a silent, holy instant where a new reality is waiting to be born. The seed is in the soil, but the wise gardener knows that his work does not end with the planting. The seed must be nurtured, it must be watered, it must be sung to. And the water, the song, the sacred nourishment for this seed of intention comes in the form of words. Not just any words, but words of power repeated in the stillness of the night, transformed from simple statements into divine incantations. Many of you have tried to use affirmations before, and many of you have been disappointed. You have stood before a mirror, looked into your own eyes, and said, "I am wealthy," while every fiber of your being and every bill on your counter screamed back, "No, you are not." You felt like a liar, a fool engaged in a pointless game of self-deception. The reason for this failure is simple. You were trying to plant seeds in concrete. You were operating in the beta state, the waking mind, where the cynical gatekeeper stands guard, armed with all your past evidence of lack. He hears your affirmation and immediately refutes it with a mountain of proof to the contrary. The seed never even touches the soil. But here, now, everything is different. Here in the receptive stillness of Theta, the gatekeeper is asleep. The critic is silenced. The ground is soft and yielding. Here, your subconscious mind does not judge or analyze. It simply accepts. It is pure, creative substance, waiting for instruction. In this realm, an affirmation is no longer a hopeful wish or a desperate lie. It is a command. It is a piece of programming code. It is a direct instruction being delivered to the master computer that runs your life. You are not trying to convince yourself of a new truth. You are issuing the new truth. You are writing the new story. Imagine your subconscious mind as a vast and ancient garden. For years, perhaps for your entire life, this garden has been seeded by others. Your parents, your teachers, your society have all walked through your garden, scattering seeds. They may have been well-meaning, but they scattered the seeds of their own limitations. The weeds of money doesn't grow on trees. The thistles of you have to work hard for every penny. The thorny vines of "I am not worthy." Your own past experiences of failure and disappointment have watered these weeds, allowing them to grow thick and strong until they have nearly choked the life out of your garden. The old way is to go to war with the weeds, to spend all your energy trying to rip them out one by one, a frustrating and endless task. The new way, the way of the wise gardener, is not to fight the darkness, but to introduce the light. Tonight, we will not focus on the weeds. We will simply plant something far more beautiful, far more powerful in their place. Your affirmations are the carefully chosen seeds of magnificent flowers, the rose of abundance, the lily of peace, the lotus of freedom. When you repeat your affirmations in this sacred theta state, you are walking through your garden and lovingly, deliberately planting these new seeds. With each repetition, you water them. Night after night, as you continue this practice, these flowers will begin to grow. Their roots will run deep and strong, gently but persistently crowding out the roots of the old weeds. Their beautiful blooms will reach for the sun, casting such a glorious shade that the weeds below can no longer get the light they need to survive. You do not destroy the old reality. You simply make it obsolete by creating a new reality that is infinitely more beautiful and compelling. At the heart of the most powerful incantations are the two most creative words in the universe: I am. These are not just words. They are a declaration of being. When you say, I will be, you project your desire into an infinite future that never arrives. When you say, I want to be, you powerfully affirm your current state of lack. But when you say, I am, you are claiming your divine authority right now. You are collapsing time. You are speaking from the end result. I am is the name of God, the name of the Creator. When you utter these words, you are not speaking as your limited human self. You are allowing the universal Creator that flows through you to speak its own truth. You are aligning your personal identity with your divine identity, I am. It is the beginning and the end of all creation. So now, let us choose the seeds for your garden tonight. Let them be simple, powerful, and resonant. Let them feel true in this deeper state, even if the surface mind once resisted them. As I speak them, allow them to sink into the fertile soil of your mind. Do not force them. Simply allow them to be planted. Choose one or two that sing to your soul, and let them be your lullaby tonight. Let us begin. Gently repeat in the silence of your own mind or as a soft whisper on your lips. I am wealth. I am abundance. Feel this not as something you have, but as the very substance of your being. You are made of the stuff of wealth. Money flows to me easily, frequently, and abundantly. Feel the energy of flow, of ease. Release the old story of struggle. Money is like a river, and you are standing in its current. I am a magnet for money and miracles. Feel your own energetic field becoming magnetic, pulling towards you all the good you desire, effortlessly. My income is constantly increasing, whether I am working or sleeping. Give your subconscious the command to create wealth for you around the clock. Your creativity does not stop when you sleep. I am open and receptive to all the wealth the universe has for me. Feel yourself opening. So often we block our own good. Feel the gates of your spirit swinging wide open to receive. Every dollar I spend enriches society and returns to me multiplied. This heals your relationship with spending. Money is not a finite thing to be hoarded. It is energy. As you release it with a blessing, you create a vacuum for more to return. I am profoundly grateful for the wealth I have and the wealth that is on its way. Gratitude is the frequency of received reality. Feel it deeply. Gratitude for what is, and gratitude for what is coming as if it is already here. I rest in wealth, and I awaken in wealth. Let this be the final seal on your creative work for the night. You are cocooning yourself in the energy of abundance. As you drift now, deeper and deeper towards the restorative world of Delta sleep, choose your incantation. Let it be the last gentle rhythm your mind follows. Don't shout it, don't force it, whisper it. Let it be a sacred secret you are sharing with the universe. Let the phrase loop gently over and over, like a soft and distant drumbeat, a mantra that carries you across the threshold of sleep. Each repetition is like a gentle drop of water on the seed you have planted. Each repetition nourishes its roots, strengthens its stem, and encourages its inevitable growth. You are carving new pathways in your mind. You are creating the neurological grooves of prosperity. You are making abundance your new default state of being. These words, these sacred sounds that you are whispering into the fabric of the night, are doing more than just programming your mind. They are charged with the feeling you have cultivated. They are pregnant with intention. And as they echo in the chamber of your subconscious, they begin to do something miraculous. They begin to paint. They begin to project images. The sound starts to create sight. The incantation becomes a blueprint for a scene. As you whisper, "Money flows to me," an inner image of a flowing river of light may begin to form. As you whisper, "I am wealth," you may begin to see yourself moving through the world with a new confidence, a new light. Words create images, and these images, held in the mind, are the focus of our next great creative tool. The seed has been planted and watered. Now, we must learn to project the image of the beautiful flower it will become. Now, we enter the inner cinema. You have planted the seed of your intention in the fertile Theta soil. You have watered it with the sacred incantations, the powerful present tense whispers of your new reality. The words, charged with your feeling, are now resonating in the deep, and they are beginning to do their magical work. They are starting to paint a picture, for this is the ultimate truth of your inner world. Your subconscious mind does not think in the complex syntax of language you use in your waking life. It thinks in a language far more ancient, more primal, and more powerful. It thinks in the language of images, of symbols, and of sensory experience. Words are the command, but the image is the blueprint. To complete your creative act, you must now translate your intention into the native tongue of your subconscious. You must become the director of your own inner cinema. Imagine, within you, a grand and magnificent movie theater. This is your private cinema. The seats are plush velvet, the acoustics are perfect, and the great screen before you is luminous, waiting for an image to be projected upon it. For most of your life, you have been a passive spectator in this theater. You have allowed old films to play on a continuous loop, films produced and directed by your past. You have re-watched the drama of a past failure, the documentary of your family's financial struggles, the horror film of a sudden loss. Night after night, you have watched these old stories, and because they were the only films being shown, you believed they were the only reality possible. You mistook the movie for life itself. Tonight, that ends. Tonight, you are not the audience. You are rising from your seat, walking past the rows, and ascending the stairs to the projection booth. You are taking your place behind the master projector. You are the director now. You are the producer. You hold the film in your hands. And the film you are about to screen tonight is not a rerun of the past. It is a world premiere. It is a preview of your coming attractions. a single perfect scene from your new life of abundance. This is the most important film you will ever produce, because what you project consistently onto this inner screen, your subconscious mind will be compelled to produce in the outer world of your life. The science of this is as profound as its mysticism. Your brain and nervous system do not make a clear distinction between a vividly imagined sensory experience and an experience that is physically happening. When you immerse yourself in a detailed visualization, when you see, hear, touch, and feel an imagined reality, your brain creates the very same neural pathways that would be forged if the event were actually occurring. You are, in the most literal sense, installing the neurological hardware of your desired future. You are building the brain of the wealthy person you are becoming. You are giving your subconscious, the master builder, a photograph of the finished home, and its only job is to then gather the materials and construct the physical building that matches the photograph you have shown it. The film you will direct is not a long, complicated feature. It is a single perfect moment. A short scene, no more than 10 or 15 seconds long, that confirms your wish is completely fulfilled. We are not interested in the messy middle of the story, the how, the when, the who. That is the universe's business. And to focus on it is to invite the logical, doubting mind back onto the stage. Your job as director is to focus exclusively on the final scene, the happily ever after. The moment after the check has cleared, the moment after the debt is paid, the moment after the keys are in your hand. This short, satisfying loop is what you will play for your subconscious as you drift into sleep. Let us enter the workshop now. Let us build your scene. First, choose the moment. Let it be simple and personal. Perhaps you are sitting in front of your computer, looking at your online banking portal. Perhaps you are standing in the kitchen of your new, debt-free home. Perhaps you are holding a plane ticket for a first-class trip you can now easily afford. Choose the single image that, for you, is the ultimate symbol of your financial freedom. Now, as the director, you must bring this scene to life with a checklist of the senses. This is what separates powerless daydreaming from potent creation. First, what do you see? Do not just see a number on a screen. See it with crystal clarity. See the specific font, the color of the numbers. See your name at the top of the page. See the logo of your bank. Look around the room in your mind's eye. What color are the walls? Is there a lamp on? See the light from the screen gently illuminating your face. See the details, for the details are what make it real to your subconscious. Second, what do you hear? Reality is not silent. What are the sounds in your scene? Is it the soft hum of your computer? The gentle click of the mouse as you refresh the page one more time, just to enjoy the feeling. Perhaps you can hear the distant, happy sound of your children playing, their future secure. Or maybe all you can hear is the sound of your own calm, even peaceful breathing, the sound of a nervous system finally at rest. Hear the soundtrack of your success. Third, what do you feel? Not just emotionally, but physically. What are the tactile sensations? Feel the cool smoothness of your phone in your hand as you look at the banking app. Feel the solid weight of the new car keys in your palm. Feel the texture of the beautiful, thick paper of a paid-in-full mortgage notice. Feel the comfortable embrace of the chair you are sitting in, a chair that feels different now, a throne of accomplishment. Touch your new reality. Fourth, what do you smell? This is a powerful and often overlooked sense, deeply tied to memory and emotion. Is there a scent in your scene? The rich aroma of freshly brewed coffee as you sit at your desk in the morning, free from worry. The clean, fresh paint smell of your new home. The subtle, pleasant fragrance of a loved one nearby, sharing in your joy. Anchor your scene in a scent, and it becomes profoundly real. And finally, the master key that animates the entire production. What is your dominant emotion? As you stand in the center of this multi-sensory scene you have created, what is the overwhelming feeling that rises within you? Connect back to the currency of feeling. Is it the deep, oceanic calm of relief? Is it the expansive, soaring joy of absolute freedom? Is it the quiet, humble gratitude that brings a tear to your eye? Let this feeling be the powerful musical score to your film. This feeling saturates every sight, every sound, every touch, and every smell, turning a simple image into a living, breathing reality. Now your film is ready. It is a masterpiece, a short, powerful, sensory-rich loop of your wish fulfilled. Your final task as the director, before you too surrender to sleep, is to screen the film. Let it play in the theater of your mind. See it, hear it, feel it. Let it run for its 10 seconds. And when it ends, simply loop it. Play it again and again, gently, without effort. Let it be a comforting, joyful scene that you return to over and over. Each viewing is another deep impression upon the subconscious. Each screening is another vote, convincing your inner world that this is not just a fantasy, but an established fact. If your mind wanders, as it sometimes will, simply and lovingly guide it back to the beginning of your wonderful, happy film. Make this scene your new inner home. You have now progressed from words to images, from commands to the living language of the subconscious. You are the director, projecting the film of your new reality onto the infinite screen of your mind. You are creating the memory of a future that is now rushing to meet you. Yet, as you sit in the director's chair, enjoying your new creation, you may notice something from the dark corners of the theater, a faint whisper, the ghost of an old belief, a heckler from a past failure, trying to tell you that your new movie is unbelievable, that it is not for you. What are these shadowy figures? They are the old weeds, the old programs we have carried for so long. And before we can fully enjoy our new cinematic universe, we must learn how to lovingly, but firmly, escort these hecklers out of the theater for good. Now, we must learn to uproot the weeds of scarcity. You are in your sacred inner cinema, seated in the director's chair. Before you, on the giant screen of your mind, your new reality is playing a beautiful short film of your success, your freedom, your abundance. It is a masterpiece, saturated with the joyful feeling of the wish fulfilled. And yet, as you watch, you may become aware of whispers from the shadows, faint hecklers from the back of the theater, a fleeting thought of, "That's not realistic," a pang of guilt for desiring so much, a sudden memory of a past failure. These are the ghosts of your old programming, the echoes of a reality you are about to leave behind forever. Do not be alarmed. Do not fight these ghosts. To fight them is to give them your energy and make them stronger. Tonight, we will not fight. We will heal. We will turn on a gentle light, walk to the back of the theater, and see these hecklers for what they truly are. We will understand their story, thank them for their service, and then lovingly, finally, escort them out the door. For you cannot build a magnificent new palace on a foundation that is rotten with old beliefs. Tonight, we gently uproot the weeds of scarcity. Imagine your life, your potential, as a magnificent ship. It is perfectly built, with tall masts reaching for the heavens and vast, brilliant white sails. These sails are your dreams, your intentions, the beautiful film you have just been watching. The wind of the universe, the infinite power of creation, is blowing, ready to fill your sails and carry you to the shores of your most beautiful destiny. You have done everything right. You have raised the sails, you can feel the wind, and yet the ship does not move. It remains stuck, straining in the harbor, going nowhere. This is the frustration so many feel. It is the experience of trying so hard, yet seeing so little progress. The problem is not with your ship, nor with your sails, nor with the wind. The problem is that, deep beneath the calm surface of the water, your ship is tethered to the harbor floor by thick, heavy, invisible chains. These are the anchors of your limiting beliefs. Each one is a heavy, rusted shackle, forged in your past, holding you to your present circumstances. There is the anchor of money, is the root of all evil. The anchor of you have to work hard and suffer to be successful. The anchor of I'm just not the kind of person who gets wealthy. The anchor of theirs, never enough to go around. The anchor of wanting more is greedy and unspiritual. For years, you have been trying to sail while dragging these immense weights behind you. No amount of willpower, no amount of positive thinking on the surface can overcome the dead weight of these anchors. Before we can sail, we must sever the ropes. These beliefs, these anchors, were not created by you consciously. They are pieces of code that were installed in your operating system when you were too young and open to question their validity. You absorbed your parents' anxieties around the dinner table when they spoke of bills. You absorbed the narratives of society that glorified struggle and sacrifice. You absorbed a passing comment from a teacher that made you feel you weren't smart enough. You formed them yourself from the sting of a childhood disappointment or a business failure. Like a computer virus running silently in the background, they have been influencing every decision, shaping every perception, and sabotaging your best efforts without you even knowing they were there. But here is the most profound secret you must understand to set yourself free. These limiting beliefs, these anchors, were not created to harm you. They were created to protect you. In a primitive and misguided way, each one was formed by a part of you that was trying to keep you safe. The belief it's safer to stay small and not want too much was designed to protect you from the immense pain of disappointment should you fail. The belief rich people are lonely and corrupt was a way to protect your connection to your friends and your identity as a good person. The belief I don't deserve it was a way to manage the expectations of the world and avoid the sting of potential judgment. Every single anchor was forged from a place of fear, but its intention was protection. You cannot heal what you are at war with. As long as you see these beliefs as enemies, you will be locked in a futile battle. The moment you understand their protective origin, you can stop fighting them. You can approach them with compassion. You can treat them not as a malevolent enemy, but as an old, tired guardian who no longer understands that the world has changed and that you are now powerful, safe, and in command. So now, in this state of deep and trusting relaxation, let us perform a gentle ceremony of release. Let us dive into the calm waters of your subconscious and tend to these anchors. I want you to simply ask your own inner wisdom, what is one belief I have held about money that has kept me safe, but small? Do not search for the answer. Just create a quiet space and allow an answer to surface. It may be a phrase, a memory, or just a feeling. Perhaps the belief that surfaces is, it's not meant for me. Now, instead of pushing it away, I want you to look at this belief with a new sense of curiosity and compassion. See it as a heavy, rusted anchor at the bottom of the sea. See the thick chain connecting it to your beautiful ship. Now, speak to it in the silence of your mind. Acknowledge its original purpose. You might say, I see you. I understand you were created to protect me from the pain of jealousy, from the burden of responsibility, from the fear of the unknown. You thought that by keeping wealth away from me, you were keeping me safe in familiar territory. Thank you for your service. Thank you for trying to protect me for all these years. Your job was important, and I honor the intention behind it. Feel the shift as you do this. The energy of struggle dissolves. You are no longer in a fight. You are in a conversation with a part of yourself. Now comes the moment of liberation. Say to this belief, with love and finality, but your service is now complete. I am the creator of my reality. I am eternally safe and guided by a power far greater than fear. I am ready to sail now. Your work is done. I release you with love. I release you with gratitude. As you say this, visualize a brilliant pair of golden scissors or a blade of pure white light, effortlessly and cleanly snipping the anchor rope. There is no struggle. It happens instantly. Watch as the heavy anchor settles into the silt on the ocean floor, its connection to you completely severed. Feel the corresponding lightness in your own being. Feel your ship gently bobbing in the water, a little higher, a little freer. Let us do this one more time. Allow another belief to surface. Perhaps it is the pervasive feeling that there is never enough. Look at this belief. Understand its protective intent, to make you cautious, to make you conserve resources, to protect you from the perceived dangers of scarcity. Thank it. Thank you for teaching me to be mindful. Thank you for trying to keep me safe. Your job is done now. And then, with love, sever the cord. Watch the anchor of not enough fall away. In its place, feel the truth that you live in an infinitely abundant universe, that you are the ocean of all possibility. With each anchor you release, your ship becomes lighter. The pull of the past weakens, but when you sever these old connections, you create a space. When you uproot a weed, you leave a small patch of bare earth. It is vital that you consciously plant something new in its place. For every limiting belief you release, you must install an empowering one. You release, the anchor of money is hard to earn, and you deliberately plant the flower of money flows to me through expected and unexpected channels with ease and grace. You release the anchor of I am not worthy, and you plant the magnificent tree of I am inherently worthy of all the beauty and abundance the universe has to anoint me with. This is how you reclaim your garden. This is how you redesign your foundation. The hecklers in your inner cinema have been lovingly escorted out. The invisible anchors holding your magnificent ship have been cut. The ground of your inner world is now clearer, cleaner, and more open than it has been in a very long time. You have done the courageous work of facing the shadows not with a sword, but with love. The land is now clear, but clear land is only, you are in your sacred inner cinema, seated in the director's chair. Before you, on the giant screen of your mind, your new reality is playing a beautiful short film of your success, your freedom, your abundance. It is a masterpiece, saturated with the joyful feeling of the wish fulfilled. And yet, as you watch, you may become aware of whispers from the shadows, faint hecklers from the back of the theater, a fleeting thought of, that's not realistic, a pang of guilt for desiring so much, a sudden memory of a past failure. These are the ghosts of your old programming, the echoes of a reality you are about to leave behind forever. Do not be alarmed. Do not fight these ghosts. To fight them is to give them your energy and make them stronger. Tonight, we will not fight. We will heal. We will turn on a gentle light, walk to the back of the theater, and see these hecklers for what they truly are. We will understand their story, thank them for their service, and then, lovingly, finally, escort them out the door. For you cannot build a magnificent new palace on a foundation that is rotten with old beliefs. Tonight, we gently uproot the weeds of scarcity. Imagine your life, your potential, as a magnificent ship. It is perfectly built, with tall masts reaching for the heavens and vast, brilliant white sails. These sails are your dreams, your intentions, the beautiful film you have just been watching. The wind of the universe, the infinite power of creation, is blowing, ready to fill your sails and carry you to the shores of your most beautiful destiny. You have done everything right. You have raised the sails. You can feel the wind, and yet the ship does not move. It remains stuck, straining in the harbor, going nowhere. This is the frustration so many feel. It is the experience of trying so hard, yet seeing so little progress. The problem is not with your ship, nor with your sails, nor with the wind. The problem is that, deep beneath the calm surface of the water, your ship is tethered to the harbor floor by thick, heavy, invisible chains. These are the anchors of your limiting beliefs. Each one is a heavy, rusted shackle forged in your past, holding you to your present circumstances. There is the anchor of money is the root of all evil. The anchor of you have to work hard and suffer to be successful. The anchor of I'm just not the kind of person who gets wealthy. The anchor of there's never enough to go around. The anchor of wanting more is greedy and unspiritual. For years, you have been trying to sail while dragging these immense weights behind you. No amount of willpower, no amount of positive thinking on the surface can overcome the dead weight of these anchors. Before we can sail, we must sever the ropes. These beliefs, these anchors, were not created by you consciously. They are pieces of code that were installed in your operating system when you were too young and open to question their validity. You absorbed your parents' anxieties around the dinner table when they spoke of bills. You absorbed the narratives of society that glorified struggle and sacrifice. You absorbed a passing comment from a teacher that made you feel you weren't smart enough. You formed them yourself from the sting of a childhood disappointment or a business failure. Like a computer virus running silently in the background, they have been influencing every decision, shaping every perception, and sabotaging your best efforts without you even knowing they were there. But here is the most profound secret you must understand to set yourself free. These limiting beliefs, these anchors, were not created to harm you. They were created to protect you. In a primitive and misguided way, each one was formed by a part of you that was trying to keep you safe. The belief it's safer to stay small and not want too much was designed to protect you from the immense pain of disappointment should you fail. The belief rich people are lonely and corrupt was a way to protect your connection to your friends and your identity as a good person. The belief I don't deserve it was a way to manage the expectations of the world and avoid the sting of potential judgment. Every single anchor was forged from a place of fear, but its intention was protection. You cannot heal what you are at war with. As long as you see these beliefs as enemies, you will be locked in a futile battle. The moment you understand their protective origin, you can stop fighting them. You can approach them with compassion. You can treat them not as a malevolent enemy, but as an old, tired guardian who no longer understands that the world has changed and that you are now powerful, safe, and in command. So now, in this state of deep and trusting relaxation, let us perform a gentle ceremony of release. Let us dive into the calm waters of your subconscious and tend to these anchors. I want you to simply ask your own inner wisdom, what is one belief I have held about money that has kept me safe but small? Do not search for the answer. Just create a quiet space and allow an answer to surface. It may be a phrase, a memory, or just a feeling. Perhaps the belief that surfaces is, it's not meant for me. Now, instead of pushing it away, I want you to look at this belief with a new sense of curiosity and compassion. See it as a heavy, rusted anchor at the bottom of the sea. See the thick chain connecting it to your beautiful ship. Now, speak to it in the silence of your mind. Acknowledge its original purpose. You might say, I see you. I understand you were created to protect me from the pain of jealousy, from the burden of responsibility, from the fear of the unknown. You thought that by keeping wealth away from me, you were keeping me safe in familiar territory. Thank you for your service. Thank you for trying to protect me for all these years. Your job was important, and I honor the intention behind it. Feel the shift as you do this. The energy of struggle dissolves. You are no longer in a fight. You are in a conversation with a part of yourself. Now comes the moment of liberation. Say to this belief, with love and finality, but your service is now complete. I am the creator of my reality. I am eternally safe and guided by a power far greater than fear. I am ready to sail now. Your work is done. I release you with love. I release you with gratitude. As you say this, visualize a brilliant pair of golden scissors or a blade of pure white light, effortlessly and cleanly snipping the anchor rope. There is no struggle. It happens instantly. Watch as the heavy anchor settles into the silt on the ocean floor, its connection to you completely severed. Feel the corresponding lightness in your own being. Feel your ship gently bobbing in the water, a little higher, a little freer. Let us do this one more time. Allow another belief to surface. Perhaps it is the pervasive feeling that there is never enough. Look at this belief. Understand its protective intent, to make you cautious, to make you conserve resources, to protect you from the perceived dangers of scarcity. Thank it. Thank you for teaching me to be mindful. Thank you for trying to keep me safe. Your job is done now. And then, with love, sever the cord. Watch the anchor of not enough fall away. In its place, feel the truth, that you live in an infinitely abundant universe, that you are the ocean of all possibility. With each anchor you release, your ship becomes lighter. The pull of the past weakens, but when you sever these old connections, you create a space. When you uproot a weed, you leave a small patch of bare earth. It is vital that you consciously plant something new in its place. For every limiting belief you release, you must install an empowering one. You release, the anchor of money is hard to earn, and you deliberately plant the flower of money flows to me through expected and unexpected channels with ease and grace. You release the anchor of I am not worthy, and you plant the magnificent tree of I am, inherently worthy of all the beauty and abundance the universe has to anoint me with. This is how you reclaim your garden. This is how you redesign your foundation. The hecklers in your inner cinema have been lovingly escorted out. The invisible anchors holding your magnificent ship have been cut. The ground of your inner world is now clearer, cleaner, and more open than it has been in a very long time. You have done the courageous work of facing the shadows, not with a sword, but with love. The land is now clear. But clear land is only the beginning. To ensure that the new seeds we plant grow with miraculous speed and vitality, we must now enrich this soil. We must turn this clear ground into a miraculous substance that supercharges the growth of any seed we plant. We do this through the golden light of the most powerful creative force in the universe. We do this through the alchemy of gratitude. You have done the sacred work. You have walked bravely into the shadows of your own mind, not with a sword, but with the gentle light of understanding. You have found the old, rusted anchors of your limiting beliefs, the chains that have kept your magnificent ship tethered to the shores of your past. With compassion and love, you have thanked them for their misguided attempts to protect you, and you have severed the cords. Your ship is now free. The ground of your inner garden has been cleared of its most stubborn weeds. A vast, open, clean space now exists within you, a vacuum waiting to be filled. This is a moment of immense importance, for nature abhors a vacuum. This cleared space will be filled. The question is, with what? What substance will you use to condition this new ground? What will you use to turn it from merely clear soil into a miraculous, super fertile medium that can accelerate the growth of any seed you plant? The answer is not a technique. It is a state of being. It is the most powerful, transformative, and creative force in the universe. It is the philosopher's stone that turns the lead of your current circumstances into the pure gold of your highest potential. This great alchemical power is gratitude. We often think of gratitude as a simple politeness, a thank you said in response to a gift. This is gratitude as a transaction. It is conditional. I will be grateful when I receive the money. I will feel thankful when my problems are solved. This kind of gratitude has no power, for it is born from a state of lack. It is a bargain you are trying to strike with the universe. The true alchemy of gratitude is something else entirely. It is unconditional. It is a conscious choice to radiate thankfulness before the evidence has appeared. It is a profound shift in perception from what is missing to what is present. It is the recognition that, in this very moment, You are already immersed in a sea of miracles. Gratitude is the sunlight of the soul. Imagine your inner garden again. You have cleared the weeds, but a garden with clear soil in perpetual darkness will remain barren. Nothing can grow without light. Fear, doubt, anxiety, and scarcity are creatures of the shadow. They are like mold or fungus. They can only thrive in the dark, damp corners of the mind. You can spend a lifetime fighting them, trying to scrape them away, and they will only seem to grow back. The wise gardener does not fight the shadow. He simply introduces light. When you turn on the brilliant, warm, golden light of gratitude, the shadows have nowhere to hide. They simply vanish. They cannot coexist with the light. You do not need to battle your feelings of lack. You simply need to flood your consciousness with such overwhelming gratitude that there is no room left for lack to exist. This is not just poetry, it is physics. Everything in the universe is vibration, and you are a broadcasting tower, sending out a signal with every feeling you hold. The feelings of wanting, needing, and worrying all broadcast a low, contracted, desperate frequency. It is a signal of absence. It tells the universe, I am without. The universe, in its perfect, impersonal, mirroring nature, receives this broadcast and reflects more experiences of absence back to you. Gratitude is the opposite. Gratitude is the highest and purest frequency you can inhabit. It is the vibrational signature of a prayer that has already been answered. It is the frequency of fulfillment, of wholeness, of having. When you feel genuine gratitude, you are sending a powerful, resonant signal to the universe that says, thank you, I have received, I am full, all is well. The universe receives this beautiful, expansive broadcast and says, this being understands and appreciates fullness. Let us give them more to be full of. This is the great paradox of creation. The fastest path to receiving more is to be profoundly, deeply thankful for what you already have. You close the gap between you and your desire not by chasing it, but by being grateful for it, as if it is already here. So let us begin this alchemical practice now, as you lie here in perfect stillness. Let us generate this golden light and saturate your entire being with it. We will start with what is most undeniable, what is most true, right here, right now. Bring your awareness to your body. Let it be the anchor for your gratitude. Begin with your feet, silently in your mind. Say thank you, feet, for grounding me to this earth, for carrying me through countless steps on my journey. Feel a warmth of appreciation fill your feet. Now, bring that awareness up to your legs, your knees, your thighs. Thank them for their strength, for their ability to stand, to walk, to run, to dance. Thank them for the miracle of mobility. Bring the golden light of gratitude up into your torso, to your vital organs, to your stomach and digestive system, a complex chemical laboratory that nourishes you without a single conscious thought from you. Thank it. To your lungs. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your own breath. This breath, this constant, effortless exchange of life force with the universe, is a gift of immeasurable value. You do not have to earn it. You do not have to ask for it. It is simply given. Feel a wave of gratitude for the simple, profound act of breathing. To your heart. Place your awareness on your heart, this tireless drummer in the orchestra of your life, beating a perfect rhythm over 100,000 times a day, pumping life-giving blood to every single cell. It has never asked for a day off. It has never failed you. Feel a deep, profound, overwhelming gratitude for the miracle of your own heartbeat. Bring this awareness to your hands and your arms. Thank them for their ability to build, to create, to touch, to comfort, to hold the hand of a loved one. Thank your senses, your eyes that have witnessed sunsets, your ears that have heard beautiful music and the laughter of those you love, your sense of smell that has connected you to the memory of a season or a favorite meal. Your body is a symphony of miracles you have been taking for granted. Saturate every cell with this light of appreciation. Now, expand this golden light beyond your body. Feel gratitude for the bed or surface that is holding you, supporting you completely. Feel gratitude for the roof over your head, providing you with shelter and safety. Feel gratitude for the quiet of this moment, a sacred space carved out of a noisy world, allowing you to do this inner work. Expand your gratitude even further into the non-physical. Bring to mind a memory that makes you smile, a moment of simple joy. Feel grateful for that moment, for the fact that it lives within you forever. Bring to mind a hardship you have overcome. Do not feel the pain of it. Instead, feel gratitude for the strength it gave you, for the wisdom it taught you. Bring to mind a person who has shown you kindness. Feel a wave of gratitude for their presence in your life. Feel gratitude for the very consciousness that is hearing these words, for the awareness that makes you, you. And now, the final step in this alchemy, the master key. I want you to take this powerful, radiant feeling of gratitude you have cultivated, and I want you to project it into your future. Feel an immense wave of gratitude for the money that is already on its way to you. Thank the universe for the perfect, ingenious solutions that are already lining up. Thank the creative intelligence within you for the brilliant ideas that are bubbling up from your subconscious. Thank the people who are being guided to help you, even if you do not know who they are yet. Feel the gratitude for your answered prayer, as if you are looking at the evidence right now. Feel the relief. Feel the joy. Feel the peace. Say it in your heart. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It is done. When you are in a state of true gratitude, you cannot simultaneously be in a state of fear. You cannot be in lack. You cannot be in resistance. Gratitude is the ultimate state of allowing. It is a complete and total yes to life. By saturating yourself in this feeling before you sleep, you are conditioning your entire being to be a perfect receptacle for abundance. You have cleared the soil of the weeds of old beliefs, and now you have enriched that soil with the most potent fertilizer in the cosmos. Your inner garden is now a miraculous place, ready to bring forth a magnificent harvest. This profound state of gratitude brings with it a deep and abiding sense of peace, a sense of trust, a sense of acceptance that all is well and all will be well. You are no longer striving, no longer fighting, and it is from within this serene field of acceptance that we discover our next great spiritual art form, the art that comes not from holding on tighter, but from the supreme power of completely letting go. You have traveled to the very heart of creation tonight. You have descended into the silent ocean of your subconscious, learned its native tongue of feeling, and forged a perfect invisible mold of your intention. You have cleared the garden of your mind from the old weeds of scarcity and enriched the soil with the golden, alchemical light of gratitude. The work has been deep, focused, and powerful. And now, you have arrived at the final, most paradoxical, and most potent step of all. After all this profound work of focusing, feeling, and creating, the ultimate act of power is to completely let it go. This is the supreme art of the master creator. It is the step where most people falter, and it is the step that determines everything. For in the kingdom of the inner world, your desire is not brought to you by the force of your clinging, but by the power of your release. Think of yourself as a master farmer standing in your perfectly prepared field. You have chosen the most precious seed, a seed that contains the blueprint of a magnificent harvest. You have tilled the soil, removing the rocks and weeds of old beliefs. You have blessed the ground with the sunlight of your gratitude. At the perfect moment, in the fertile twilight of the Theta state, you have planted this seed deep within the earth. Your work, as the planter, is flawless. It is complete. Now, imagine an anxious and foolish farmer who performs these same steps. But the moment the seed is in the ground, he is overcome with anxiety. He crouches by the patch of earth, whispering, "Is it growing yet? I need it to grow now." Every hour, he pokes at the soil, trying to feel for a sprout. At the end of the day, his doubt and fear become so overwhelming that he takes a small spade and digs up the seed just to check if roots have begun to form. In his desperate need to control the outcome and see immediate results, he has destroyed the very life he wished to cultivate. He has killed the seed with his own impatience. Now, imagine the wise master farmer. After he plants the seed, he stands up, brushes the rich soil from his hands, and turns his back. He walks away from the field. He does not worry. He does not dig. He does not question. He trusts. He has an unshakable faith in the process he has initiated. He trusts the seed, for he knows it contains the perfect intelligence to grow. He trusts the soil, which he has so lovingly prepared. He trusts the sun and the rain and the great mysterious laws of life itself, which are now in charge of the germination. His act of letting go is not an act of carelessness or indifference. It is the highest form of faith. It is a declaration of trust in a power greater than his own conscious effort. He knows that his job is done, and the job of creation now belongs to the infinite intelligence of the universe. Your conscious mind, the part of you that worries and plans, is the anxious farmer. It is brilliant in its own way, but its view is incredibly limited. It can only see a few logical, well-trodden paths to your desire. It thinks in straight lines and is bound by the evidence of the past. The universal intelligence, the subconscious ocean you have been working with, is the master farmer. It sees all things. It operates in dimensions beyond your comprehension. Its wisdom is infinite. It can arrange for a chance meeting. It can inspire a brilliant idea in the middle of the night. It can orchestrate a symphony of events that your logical mind would dismiss as mere coincidence. When you cling to your desire, when you obsess about how it will happen and when it will arrive, you are telling this infinite intelligence, "Thank you for your infinite wisdom, but I'd rather you use my very limited, fear-based plan instead." You are trying to force the great flowing river of life into the tiny, constricted pipe of your own logic. Letting go is the act of surrendering your tiny plan to the grand, cosmic blueprint. It is the act of breaking down the walls of your own limited thinking and allowing the river to find its own fastest, most magical, and most effortless path to you. Feel the energy of this in your body now. The energy of clinging is tense. It is a clenched jaw, tight shoulders, a knot in your stomach. It is the frequency of doubt, constantly scanning the horizon for proof and finding none. This tense, needy energy actually repels your desire. It energetically screams, "It's not here yet, it's not here yet." And the universe faithfully responds by giving you more experiences of it not being here yet. Now, feel the energy of trust, the energy of letting go. It is an open posture. It is a deep, slow breath. It is a peaceful heart. It is the quiet, smiling confidence of someone who has placed an order from a master craftsman and knows, without a doubt, that the perfect package will be delivered at the perfect time. This calm, open, allowing energy is the frequency of it is done. This is the magnetic resonance that draws your desire to you with speed and grace. The entire act of falling asleep is your nightly masterclass in the art of letting go. Every single night of your life, you perform this miraculous act of surrender. You let go of your name, your body, your history, your problems. You release your conscious grip on the world and trust that a mysterious, intelligent force will take over, repairing your cells, consolidating your memories, and restoring your life force. You have absolute faith that you will be taken care of in this state of surrender and that you will awaken whole and renewed. Tonight, I want you to use this physical act of falling asleep as your final spiritual act of release. As you feel the heavy, delicious blanket of sleep begin to cover you, I want you to consciously hand over your desire to this great healing intelligence of the night. Just as you trust it to regulate your heartbeat and your breathing, trust it now with the fulfillment of your intention. You have given your order to the chef in the cosmic kitchen. Now, you must leave the kitchen and go enjoy the ambience of the restaurant, knowing your perfect meal is being prepared. Let us seal this with a final, simple ritual of release. In your mind's eye, imagine your desire, your finished film. Your fulfilled intention is now a beautiful, self-contained sphere of glowing light. Hold it gently in your energetic hands. Admire its beauty. Feel the warmth and love you have for it. Appreciate the perfection of your own creative work. Now, slowly, gently, open your hands, release your grip, and watch as this beautiful sphere of light floats effortlessly upwards, ascending from your personal space into the vast, starry cosmos of the universal mind. It is not gone. It is simply being elevated. It has been delivered. You have handed the architect the final blueprint. You have mailed the letter. Your job is done. Your only remaining task is to rest in the sweet and certain expectation of its physical arrival. You have planted the seed. Now you must let it grow. This profound act of letting go, of detaching from the outcome, does more than just allow the universe to do its work. It triggers a remarkable mechanism within your own brain. By releasing the desperate need to find the answer, you have just empowered a hidden system within you to begin noticing the answers that are already all around you. You have stopped squinting into the distance, and in doing so, you have allowed your peripheral vision to awaken. You have just activated your own internal guidance system. You have switched on your cosmic filter, a secret agent in your mind that will now begin to point out the very path you have been looking for. You have released your desire into the custody of the universe. Like the wise farmer who trusts the soil, you have planted your seed and walked away, confident in the laws of creation. This act of letting go is not one of passivity. It is an act of profound activation. For in surrendering your conscious, desperate need to control the outcome, you have just awakened a silent and powerful guardian that lives within you. You have just handed a new mission to a secret agent at the gate of your awareness, a tireless servant whose only job is to filter the entire world and show you what you have declared to be important. This guardian has a name. It is the Reticular Activating System, your own personal cosmic filter. Do not be deterred by the scientific-sounding name. The concept is simple, elegant, and deeply mystical. Your brain, in every waking moment, is bombarded by billions of bits of information. The light hitting your eyes, the sounds in the air, the feeling of the clothes on your skin, the endless stream of data from the world around you. If you were to consciously process all of this information, you would be instantly overwhelmed into insanity. And so, you have a gatekeeper. Your Reticular Activating System, or RAS, is a network of nerve pathways at the base of your brain that acts as a master filter. It is the bouncer at the velvet rope of your conscious mind, deciding which information gets in and which stays out. And how does it decide? It decides based on the instructions you give it. It pays attention to what you have deemed important. You have experienced this phenomenon your entire life. Have you ever decided you were interested in buying a specific model of car, perhaps a red one, and suddenly, as if by magic, you start seeing red cars everywhere? The roads seem to be flooded with them. Did the number of red cars in your city magically increase overnight? Number. They were always there. What changed was the set of instructions you gave to your RAS. You told it, red cars are now important to me, and it began diligently highlighting every single one, pulling them from the background noise and presenting them to your conscious awareness. This is the secret. Your RAS is the most obedient and literal personal assistant you could ever imagine. Its only goal is to prove you right. It seeks to create a world for you that validates your deepest beliefs and your most dominant focus. Now, consider the instructions you have been unconsciously feeding it for years. By worrying about debt, you gave it a standing order. Debt is important. Show me all evidence of it. And so, it has faithfully highlighted every bill, every price increase, every news story about economic downturns. By focusing on what you lack, you have instructed it. Scarcity is my reality. Show me proof. And it has presented you with every missed opportunity, every instance of someone else having more than you, every reason to feel that there is never enough. Your ours has been working perfectly. It has simply been following a program of lack that you were running unconsciously. But tonight, everything has changed. The profound inner work you have done, the feeling you have cultivated, the images you have screened, the beliefs you have released, the gratitude you have embodied has not just been a pleasant spiritual exercise. It has been a direct, deliberate, and powerful reprogramming of this cosmic filter. You have just handed your faithful assistant a brand new mission directive. You have fired the assistant who was tasked with finding lack, and hired a new one, tasked with finding abundance. Your new standing order is this: I am wealth. I live in an abundant universe. Opportunities to expand my prosperity are everywhere. My new reality is one of ease and flow. Now, go and show me the evidence. Having received this new, clear command, your RAS will now begin to work for you, day and night. The world itself will not change, but your perception of it will be so radically altered that it will feel like you are living in a new reality. You will no longer have to strain and struggle to find opportunities. They will begin to find you. They will seem to jump out from the background, demanding your attention. You will be having a casual conversation with a friend, and they will mention a name or a company that will feel like a flash of lightning in your mind, a perfect fit for your project. You will be scrolling idly online, and your eye will be drawn to an article or an advertisement that contains the exact key you have been missing. You will overhear a snippet of a stranger's conversation in a cafe, and it will contain the solution to a problem you have been wrestling with for months. These are not accidents. These are not coincidences. This is your finely tuned reticular activating system doing its job with flawless precision. It is sifting through the infinite data of the world and serving you only the pieces that match your new programming. You have been swimming in a sea of solutions and opportunities all along, but your previous filter was set to ignore them. You were blind to the red cars of abundance that were driving past you every single moment. Now, you can see. Your eyes are open. This is the shift from a reality of hustle to a reality of harmony. The old paradigm of struggle is based on the belief that opportunities are scarce and you must fight and claw for your small piece of the pie. It is a stressful, exhausting, beta wave way of living. The new paradigm you are now entering is based on the truth that opportunity and abundance are infinite and ever-present. Your work is not to fight for it, but to tune your receiver to its frequency. Your work is to program your filter and then calmly pay attention to what it shows you. Action will still be required, but it will be inspired action. It will feel effortless, joyful, and guided, rather than forced, draining, and desperate. So, as you drift deeper now into the restorative silence of sleep, speak to this guardian at the gates of your mind one last time. Give it its nightly assignment with the authority of the director you are. In the quiet of your being, say, "To my faithful reticular activating system, my silent guardian, your prime directive for this night and for all the days and nights that follow is this: seek and bring to my conscious attention any and all people, resources, ideas, and circumstances that are in perfect alignment with my established reality of effortless wealth, freedom, and joy. While I sleep, scan the infinite fields of consciousness for solutions and pathways. When I am awake, alert me through flashes of intuition, through gut feelings, through undeniable synchronicities. Filter out all information that supports the old story of lack. Amplify all information that confirms my new reality of abundance. Your mission is to show me the world that perfectly matches the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Thank you for your flawless and tireless service. The command has been given. Your internal guidance system is now calibrated. It will work for you while you rest, sorting, sifting, and preparing to show you the golden path when you awaken. Your mind, your powerful receiver, is now tuned to the frequency of prosperity. But the mind is only one part of the instrument. For the signal to be broadcast with the greatest possible clarity and power, the entire instrument must vibrate in perfect harmony. The tuning of the mind must be matched by the tuning of the magnificent vessel that houses it. The thoughts you think and the feelings you feel create a literal vibration, and your physical body is the chamber where this vibration echoes. The mind may be the tuner, but the body is the resonance chamber. Your mind is now a finely tuned instrument. You have lovingly reprogrammed your cosmic filter, your reticular activating system, to seek and find the evidence of your new, abundant reality. You have given your faithful inner guardian its grand mission, and it is now working tirelessly for you, sifting through the infinite possibilities of the universe to show you the golden path. You have let go, trusting that the seeds you have planted will be brought to harvest by a power greater than your own. The mental work is done, but the signal of your mind, however clear, needs an amplifier to give it substance and power in the physical world. A thought, a feeling, an intention is a vibration, but for that vibration to manifest, it needs a chamber in which to echo, to grow in strength, to become so powerful it can no longer be denied. That sacred amplifier, that divine instrument, is your physical body. Think of a master violinist on a grand stage. He holds a priceless Stradivarius violin. The music that fills the hall is not created by the strings alone. The thin, vibrating strings, your thoughts, would produce only a tiny, barely audible sound on their own. The magic, the soul-stirring power of the music, comes from the body of the violin itself. The resonant chamber of hollow wood, perfectly shaped, exquisitely crafted, takes the subtle vibration of the strings and magnifies it 1,000 times, turning a tiny tremor into a rich, full, magnificent symphony that can move an entire audience to tears. Your body is that violin. It is the resonance chamber for the music of your mind. For years, you may have been playing the most beautiful music of intention on a cheap, cracked, water-damaged instrument. If your body is filled with stress, riddled with tension, and running on adrenaline and cortisol hormones of fear and lack, it cannot properly resonate with the high frequency of abundance. It is like a violin with a cracked body. The most divine melody played upon it will come out as a weak, screechy, dissonant noise. The signal gets distorted, but when your body is cared for, when it is relaxed, vital, and humming with life force, it becomes a Stradivarius. It becomes the most perfect resonance chamber imaginable. It can take the subtle, high-frequency vibration of your abundant thoughts and feelings and amplify it with breathtaking power, broadcasting a clear, coherent, and irresistible signal of wealth and well-being out into the quantum field. You must understand this. Your body is your subconscious mind made visible. It is the physical printout of your most dominant beliefs and emotional states. Every thought you think creates a chemical reaction in your brain, which then floods your body. Thoughts of fear, worry, and scarcity release cortisol. This is the chemistry of fight or flight. It makes your breathing shallow. It tenses your muscles. It sends blood away from your digestive organs and to your limbs, preparing you to run or fight. This is the physical posture of lack. Your body literally holds the vibration of "there is not enough." Conversely, thoughts of love, joy, and security release endorphins and serotonin. This is the chemistry of rest and digest. It allows your breathing to deepen, your muscles to relax, and your cells to repair and regenerate. This is the physical posture of abundance. Your body is a living archive of your emotional history. To truly shift your reality, you must help your body release the physical memory of scarcity and teach it how to hold the new, expansive frequency of wealth. This is not a chore. This is a sacred act of alignment. We will focus on the 3 pillars of physical care, reframing them as the spiritual practices they truly are. First, your breath. Your breath is the most immediate and powerful tool you have for changing your body's frequency. Most of humanity walks around in a state of chronic, low-grade fear, and their breathing shows it. It is shallow, held high in the chest, a constant state of readiness for a threat that never comes. This is the breath of lack. The breath of abundance is deep, slow, and comes from the belly. It is the breath of a sleeping baby, completely safe and trusting. Let us practice this now. Place a hand on your belly. As you inhale slowly through your nose, don't let your chest rise first. Instead, feel your belly expand, pushing your hand outwards. And as you exhale slowly, feel your belly soften and fall. With every deep, slow inhale, you are breathing in the calm, peaceful energy of security. You are telling every cell in your body, you are safe, all is well. With every long, complete exhale, you are releasing the stored-up, stagnant energy of old anxieties and fears. Your breath is the spirit, the wind that clears the resonance chamber. Second, the water you drink. Your body is over 70% water, and water is a crystalline structure that is known to hold memory and frequency. You can literally program the water that becomes you. This is not a task, it is a ritual. Before you drink water, hold the glass in your hands. Close your eyes for a moment and project the feeling of gratitude and your abundant intention into it. See it glowing with a golden light. Bless it. Thank it. Know that as you drink it, you are not just hydrating your body. You are infusing every single cell with the liquid light of your new reality. You are washing away the old vibrations from the inside out. This turns a simple daily act into a profound and conscious act of magic. Third, the nourishment you eat. Let go of the ideas of dieting and restriction. Instead, think of food in terms of its life force, its vibration. Before you eat, take a moment to look at your food. See it as a gift from the earth, a concentration of sunlight, soil, and water offered to you to make your physical vessel stronger, more vital, and a more perfect instrument for joy. Eat with mindfulness, with gratitude. By choosing foods that feel vibrant and alive, you are raising your body's own natural frequency, making it easier for it to hold the high vibration of wealth. Your body truly does hold the score. Every time you felt unworthy, your shoulders slumped forward just a little, closing off your heart. Every time you felt stressed about money, your jaw clenched. These patterns become locked into your muscles, your posture, your very fascia. They are the physical embodiment of lack. Tonight, we can begin to gently release them. As you lie here, sinking deeper into relaxation, let us take a gentle journey through your body. Bring your awareness to your jaw. Is it tight? Consciously allow it to soften. Let there be a little space between your teeth. Now bring your awareness to your throat. Is it constricted with unspoken words or fears? Imagine a soft blue light filling your throat, creating a feeling of openness and ease. Move your awareness to your shoulders. Are they raised up towards your ears, carrying the weight of the world? Let them drop. Give the burden back to the universe. It is not yours to carry. Feel the profound release as they sink down, away from your ears. Now, focus on your heart center. Does it feel guarded, shielded? Imagine a beautiful green light emanating from your heart, softening the shield, allowing your heart to open like a flower, ready to receive the good that is flowing to you. Finally, bring your awareness to your stomach, your solar plexus. This is where we hold so much fear and anxiety. If you feel a knot there, do not fight it. Simply breathe into it. Imagine a warm golden sun, like the light of gratitude, melting the knot away, filling your entire core with a sense of peace, stability, and unshakable safety. Your body is not a machine you use to carry your head around. It is a sacred animal, a divine instrument, the altar upon which the spirit of your intention is made physical. By caring for it, by breathing with it, by listening to it and releasing its stored burdens, you make it a powerful ally in your creative work. Your mind is now tuned, your internal filter is programmed for prosperity. And now, your body, your magnificent resonance chamber, is beginning to be tuned as well. The strings and the wood of the violin are beginning to vibrate in perfect harmony. An entire orchestra is seated, instruments polished and ready, humming with a palpable potential. But every great orchestra, before the first note is played, waits for one more thing. It waits for the silent, unifying presence of the conductor to step onto the podium, to raise the baton, and to give the downbeat that will guide all the individual parts into a single, coherent, magnificent symphony. Who is this conductor? Who is this silent, witnessing presence within you that is aware of the thoughts of your mind and the sensations of your body? Who is the director that is aware of the film being played in your inner cinema? It is time to meet the true master of this entire creative process. It is time to connect with the I Am presence, the director within. The grand orchestra of your being is now tuned and ready. The mind, your receiver, has been calibrated to the frequency of abundance. The body, your magnificent resonance chamber, has been cleared of tension and is beginning to hum in harmony with this new, high vibration. The instruments are polished, the musicians are seated, and a silent, palpable potential fills the air. But every great orchestra, in the moment before the symphony begins, waits in reverent stillness for the arrival of one final presence. They wait for the conductor to step onto the podium, to raise the baton, not to make a sound, but to unify all the separate parts into one coherent, breathtaking whole. Who is this conductor? After all this work on your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, and your body, who is the you that has been observing this entire process? Who was it that noticed the feeling of anxiety? Who was it that watched the movie in the inner cinema? Who is the silent, ever-present awareness that is listening to these words right now? This is the most profound question you will ever ask yourself, and the answer is the key to unlocking a level of creative power you have not yet imagined. It is time to meet the true director within. It is time to connect with the I Am presence. For your entire life, you have been conditioned to misidentify yourself. You have been taught to believe you are the content of your experience rather than the container for it. Let us unravel this now. Ask yourself, are you your body? You have a body, with all its sensations of pleasure and pain, but you can observe these sensations. The body ages, it changes, it gets sick and it gets well, but the you who experiences the body remains constant. Therefore, you are not your body, you are the awareness that experiences the body. Are you your thoughts? 1,000 thoughts may drift through your mind in a dire, worried thought, a happy thought, a memory, a plan. But you can stand back and watch these thoughts come and go, like clouds passing in the sky. If you can observe a thought, you cannot be the thought. You are the silent witness of your thoughts. Are you your emotions? Emotions are like powerful weather systems that move through you. A storm of anger, a fog of sadness, a bright sunbeam of joy. These feelings can be intense, but they pass. The you who felt anger yesterday is the same you who feels peace today. Since the emotions change but the feeler remains, you cannot be the emotion. You are the space in which emotions are felt. If you are not your body, not your thoughts, and not your emotions, then who are you? You are the one thing that has never changed. You are the silent, formless, witnessing awareness itself. You are the consciousness that lies behind and beneath all of the shifting contents of your life. This is the great discovery of all mystics and sages. Let us use a final metaphor. Your thoughts and emotions are the weather, the clouds, the rain, the sun, the wind. The weather is constantly changing, sometimes turbulent, sometimes calm. Your subconscious mind is the vast ocean beneath, its currents influencing the weather patterns above. For most of your life, you have identified with the weather. You have believed that you are the storm cloud. You have believed you are the anxious wind. But the truth is, you are the sky. You are the vast, silent, limitless expanse of awareness in which all weather occurs. The sky is never harmed by the storm. The sky is never stained by the dark clouds. The sky is not made holier by the sunshine. The sky simply is. It contains, allows, and witnesses all of it from a place of profound and unshakable peace. When you realize that you are the sky, not the weather, you are no longer at the mercy of your own mind. You have shifted from being the victim of your experiences to being the silent, powerful context for all experience. The name that this vast, silent, sky-like awareness gives to itself is I am. Not I am John or I am Jane. Not I am a failure or I am a success. Just I am, pure, unqualified, timeless being. This is the I am that was revealed to Moses in the burning bush. It is the Atman of the Hindu scriptures. It is the Christ consciousness of the Christian mystics. It is the ultimate, irreducible truth of your identity. This I am presence is the source. It is the true conductor of your orchestra. It is the creator. Let us take a moment to connect with this presence now. It requires no effort. In fact, it requires the release of all effort. Simply be aware. Be aware of the feeling of the breath moving in your body. Be aware of the ambient sounds in the room. Now, turn your awareness back upon itself. Become aware of the awareness. Notice the silent, still, background presence that is effortlessly witnessing all of this. That is it. That is the beginning. Let go of your name. Let go of your history. Let go of your problems. Let them all just be clouds drifting through the vast sky of your being. Rest in this stillness for a moment. This is your throne. This is the seat of all true power. From this place, you are not trying to get anything. From this place, you simply are. Now, from this elevated state of being, you can understand the ultimate creative principle. Whatever quality you attach to the sacred words, I am, you command the universe to manifest as your reality. You are affixing a characteristic to the nameless, formless power of God that lives within you. Throughout your day, you have been unconsciously doing this. You have said, I am tired. I am stressed. I am broke. And the infinite, obedient power of your I am presence has said, so be it, and has faithfully constructed that reality for you. You have been instructing the sky to create storms. The great shift in your creative work comes now, as you learn to consciously and deliberately claim your true nature. From this deep, centered place of stillness, when you now declare, I am wealthy, I am abundant, I am free. It is no longer a hopeful affirmation from a limited personality. It is a statement of divine fact from the core of your being. You are not asking to be wealthy. You are not trying to become abundant. You are claiming the state of being that is your birthright. You are declaring the nature of the sky. This is a command of the highest order, a decree that reverberates down through every level of your being, from the sky to the ocean to the wavesand, reorganizes your entire world to conform to this declared truth. This is the profound difference between begging for a key to the treasury and remembering that you already own the entire kingdom. So, your final practice tonight is not one of doing, but one of being. Rest as the silent, witnessing presence. Rest as the sky. And from that infinite, peaceful expanse, know the truth of who you are. I am. And into that powerful silence, let the truth of your new reality anchor itself. I am wealthy. I am whole. I am free. Feel the quiet, unshakable certainty of this state. When you operate from this level of identity, you are no longer a struggling human trying to manipulate unseen laws to get something you want. You are the I am presence, the law itself, temporarily experiencing and creating through a human form. You are not trying to attract wealth. You are remembering that you are the very substance of inexhaustible supply. From this elevated perspective, from the silent podium of the conductor, you begin to perceive the laws that govern the orchestra with a new and penetrating clarity. You see how every note played by one instrument creates a corresponding vibration in another. You see how every action creates a perfect and unavoidable reaction. You begin to understand the beautiful, impersonal, and perfect law of cause and effect, not as a system of reward and punishment from an external judge, but as a flawless system of energetic balance. You begin to understand the law of karma. From the high, silent vista of the I am presence, you are no longer a struggling character tossed about by the chaotic winds of fate. You are the sky, witnessing the weather. From this serene vantage point, you begin to perceive the universe not as a random series of disconnected events, but as a perfect, intelligent, self-correcting organism. You see that within this cosmic body, every action creates a ripple, every cause has an effect, and every output demands an input. You begin to understand the flawless, impersonal, and deeply benevolent law that governs all energy exchange. You begin to understand the law of karma. Let us first release the heavy, distorted cloak that humanity has draped over this beautiful, simple principle. Karma is not a cosmic judge in the sky, meticulously recording your deeds in a great book to punish you in a future life. The universe is not punitive. Poverty is not a punishment for past sins. That is a cruel and disempowering interpretation designed to inspire fear, not wisdom. Karma is not about reward and punishment. It is about balance and reflection. It is as impersonal, as predictable, and as reliable as the law of gravity. What goes up must come down. The energy you send out into the world must, by law, return to you. Karma is simply the universe's perfect mirroring system for energy. To understand its relationship with wealth, imagine a pristine, beautiful mountain lake. Its water is crystal clear, vibrant, and teeming with life. This lake stays healthy and full for two reasons. There is a fresh, flowing stream that constantly pours into Itan Inletand. There is another stream that constantly flows out of Itan Outlet. This is the great secret of all vibrant systems. There must be circulation, the inlet of receiving and the outlet of giving work in perfect harmony to keep the lake alive. Now, imagine a fearful man who owns this lake and decides, this water is so precious, I must not lose a single drop. He goes and builds a great stone dam, completely blocking the outlet. For a little while, his strategy seems to work. The lake becomes fuller than ever. He congratulates himself on his cleverness. But soon, a change begins. With no circulation, the water begins to grow stagnant. Algae forms a green film on the surface. The oxygen depletes, the fish die, and the once vibrant lake turns into a murky, lifeless, foul-smelling swamp. In his attempt to hoard the water, he killed the very thing he loved. Your financial life is this lake. The universe is constantly streaming abundance, value, and opportunity towards you. This is the inlet. To keep this flow coming, you must have an open outlet. You must give. You must allow the energy of wealth to flow through you, not just to you. Hoarding, which is born from the deep fear that there won't be enough tomorrow, is the act of building a dam. It creates stagnation. It signals to the universe that you believe in limitation, and the universe, honoring your belief, will begin to slow the flow of the inlet to match your stagnant reality. Generosity, on the other hand, is the act of keeping the outlet open. It is a powerful declaration of trust in abundance. It signals to the universe that you know, without a doubt, that the inlet stream is infinite and inexhaustible, and the universe, honoring this belief, will increase the flow to you to match your trust. To become truly wealthy, you must become a channel, not a container. You must shift from being a stagnant swamp of fear to being a vibrant, life-giving river of trust. What does it mean to give? It is a concept far richer than simply writing a check. You are giving energy in every moment. You give through the value you create, the service you provide at your job, the product you sell, the art you create, the problem you solve for another person. This is a profound form of giving. The more genuine value you offer to the world, the more energy you are sending out, and the more the law of karma must return that value to you in the form of money and recognition. Your wealth will be a direct reflection of the value you circulate. You give through your appreciation, a kind word, a genuine compliment, a positive review for a small business, a sincere thank you. These are all gifts of high-frequency energy. They cost you nothing, yet they enrich the world and add to your positive energetic output, ensuring positive energetic return. And yes, you give through money, but the energy with which you give is everything. When you pay a bill, do you do so with a contracted feeling of loss, as if a part of you is being taken away? Or can you shift your perspective? Can you pay your electricity bill with a feeling of genuine gratitude for the warmth and light it provided you all month? Can you pay your rent with gratitude for the safety and shelter of your home? When you release money with a feeling of gratitude, you bless it. You transform the act of spending from one of loss to one of harmonious exchange. When you give a tip or a donation, do it with joy. Feel the expansive pleasure of being able to contribute. See that money as a seed of your own abundance that you are planting in the world, a seed that will bless its recipient and then, by law, return to you, multiplied. Let us practice this now, in the creative theater of your mind. Return to the beautiful scene of your fulfilled desire. See your abundant bank account. Feel the freedom of your financial security. Now, add a new layer to this film. See yourself using this wealth in a beautiful, flowing, benevolent way. See yourself joyfully paying a bill, feeling gratitude for the service you received. See yourself generously supporting an artist whose work you admire. See yourself investing in an idea or a person you believe in. See yourself donating to a cause that touches your heart, without any need for recognition. Feel the expansive joy of giving from a place of absolute fullness. Feel yourself as a conduit for good, a channel for the universe's wealth to flow through, touching and blessing many lives, including your own. This is the feeling of clean, sustainable, soul-satisfying wealth. By practicing this feeling, you remove any lingering guilt about having money, and you align yourself perfectly with the universal law of circulation. Karma, therefore, is not a moral scorecard. It is your energetic balance sheet. Every thought, word, and action is either a deposit into or a withdrawal from your energetic account. A thought of resentment towards someone else's success is an energetic withdrawal. An act of anonymous generosity is an immense energetic deposit. Your external reality is simply the printout of your current balance. The universe is not judging you, it is only reflecting you. Karma is not happening to you, it is responding through you. From the high perspective of the I Am, you see this law not as a threat, but as a promise. It is a promise that your positive intentions matter, It is a promise that the value you create will not be forgotten. It is a promise that every act of kindness, every thought of abundance, every feeling of generosity is a powerful cause that will, with absolute certainty, create a beautiful effect in your life. You are the cause, your life is the effect. By aligning with your true self as the I Am, and now by aligning with the universal law of circulation, you begin to see that life is not a chaotic struggle, but a perfect and orderly unfolding. You see that just as there is a law of cause and effect, there are also innate patterns and cycles to creation. There is a time for planting and a time for harvest. There is a time for the tide to come in and a time for the tide to go out. To live in a state of grace and flow, you must learn to recognize and honor this divine timing. You must move beyond trying to force things to happen on your schedule and learn to trust the perfect, unerring rhythm of receiving. You are now aligned with the great, benevolent laws of the universe. You have connected with your true identity as the I Am, the silent, powerful conductor of your reality. You have come to understand the law of karma, not as a system of judgment, but as the beautiful, harmonious law of circulation, ensuring that the value you give to the world must, by necessity, return to you. In doing so, you have moved from being a stagnant pond of worry to a flowing, life-giving river of trust. And as you observe this river, you begin to notice something profound. It does not always flow at the same speed. There are times of rushing intensity and times of quiet, deep pooling. You have discovered that the universe does not operate in a straight, predictable, mechanical line. The universe breathes. It has a rhythm. We have been conditioned by a world of machines to expect linear progress. We believe our growth, our success, our journey to abundance should be a steady, upward sloping graph. When the graph flattens for a while, or even seems to dip, we panic. We believe we have done something wrong, that the universe has forgotten our order, that the principles are not working. This belief is the source of immense anxiety, and it is based on a fundamental misunderstanding of the nature of life itself. Life is not a machine. Life is a garden. And a garden does not grow in a straight line. It grows in cycles. It grows according to the seasons. To find peace and to become a true master of creation, you must learn to recognize, to honor, and to trust the sacred rhythm of receiving. Think of the 4 seasons of the year, for they are a perfect map of your own creative journey. After you have done your powerful inner work you have planted the seed of your intention in the fertile soil of the subconscious, you enter the winter of creation. On the surface, this can be the most challenging season. The ground is still, perhaps even covered in a blanket of snow. To the impatient eye, it appears that nothing is happening. This is the period of silence, the divine pause, the sacred gestation. It is in this silent, dark, and seemingly dormant phase that the most critical work is taking place. Beneath the surface, your seed is breaking open. It is gathering its strength. It is sending down deep, strong roots into the soil of your new beliefs. This foundational work is invisible, but it is everything. Without strong roots, the plant could never withstand the winds of the future. The winter is a time for absolute faith. It is a time for rest, for incubation, and for trusting the unseen process. To panic in the winter and frantically dig for results is to kill the seed before it has a chance to sprout. Then, inevitably, comes the spring. You begin to see the first signs. A small, unexpected check arrives in the mail. A friend calls with an idea that feels strangely perfect. You overhear a conversation that contains the key to a problem you were having. These are the first tender green shoots pushing their way up through the soil. They are not the full harvest, but they are undeniable proof that the life force is at work, that the roots have taken hold, and that your creation is on its way. The spring is a time for excitement, for encouragement, and for continued gentle nurturing. When you see these first signs, you must greet them with joy and gratitude, for this positive energy is the sunlight that encourages them to grow stronger. The spring blossoms into summer. This is the season of accelerated growth. The small shoots become strong, vibrant plants, reaching for the sun. Opportunities begin to flow more frequently and on a larger scale. The ideas come faster. The synchronicities become more obvious. This is a time of expansion, of vibrant energy, and often of inspired action. In the summer, you may feel called to make a phone call, to start a project, to learn a new skill. This action is not born from a place of desperate hustle, but from a place of joyful, energetic flow. You are tending your flourishing garden, enjoying the warmth and the light, watching as your creation takes on a beautiful and tangible form. And the summer, in its own perfect timing, leads to the autumn. This is the season of the harvest. The fruit is ripe on the vine. The full manifestation arrives. The money is in your account. The business deal is closed. The debt is cleared. This is the time for celebration, for receiving your good with open arms and a heart full of gratitude. It is a time to fully enjoy the fruits of your faith and your inner labor. And it is also a time of completion, a time to gather the wisdom from the journey and to select the finest seeds from your harvest in preparation for the next beautiful cycle of creation. Your anxiety and frustration have come from one simple error, trying to force a harvest in the middle of winter. You have been judging the entire process based on a temporary lack of surface-level activity without honoring the vital, foundational work happening in the unseen. The quiet periods are not a punishment. They are not a sign that you have failed. They are a necessary, sacred, and productive part of the cycle. A wise farmer does not curse the winter snow. He rests, he sharpens his tools, he plans his garden, and he trusts in the inevitable return of the spring sun. Let us discover where you are now. In this peaceful state, gently ask your inner wisdom, what season am I in right now, in this moment of my journey? There is no right or wrong answer. Simply listen for the feeling. Are you in a quiet winter, a time for rest and deep faith? If so, grant yourself the grace to be still. Release the need to see immediate proof. Trust the roots that are growing in the darkness. Are you in spring, seeing the first tender signs? If so, allow your heart to fill with excitement. Acknowledge these signs as love letters from the universe, confirming your creation is on its way. Water these shoots with your attention and gratitude. Are you in the full flow of summer, with energy and opportunities expanding all around you? Then move with that energy joyfully. Take the inspired actions that feel light and right. Are you in a season of autumn, reaping a harvest, large or small? Then celebrate. Receive your good completely and without apology. Feel the deep satisfaction of a cycle brought to beautiful completion. By understanding your season, you learn to work with the flow of life, not against it. You replace the frantic energy of impatience with the calm, powerful energy of wisdom. You can find this entire cosmic rhythm in the microcosm of your own breath. The inhale is the receiving, the expansion of summer. The brief pause at the top of the breath is the fullness of the autumn harvest. The exhale is the giving, the release of winter. And the pause at the bottom is the still, silent point of pure potential before the next cycle begins. Life is not a constant, frantic inhale. That is hyperventilation. True life is the graceful, rhythmic flow between the inhale and the exhale, the giving and the receiving, the action and the rest. By learning to honor these rhythms, you cultivate a profound sense of peace. You become like the mountain, steady and serene, through all the changing seasons. You are not disturbed by the winter snows, for you have complete faith in the spring that is already stirring deep within the earth. You are not clinging to the summer sun, for you know the beauty and necessity of the autumn harvest. You learn to be at peace, no matter the outer circumstances, confident in the unfailing and perfect timing of the universe. But how does one maintain this deep sense of trust, especially when the winter seems long and the world outside feels cold and unforgiving? How do you keep the flame of faith alive when there is nothing on the surface to reflect its warmth? You do this by creating a place within yourself that is forever warm, eternally abundant, and completely untouched by the changing of the seasons. You learn to build your own inner weatherproof shelter, a sacred space of light and peace you can return to at any time. You learn to build your inner sanctuary. You have learned to dance with the great rhythms of the universe. You understand now that life is not a frantic, linear race, but a graceful, cyclical unfolding through the seasons of creation. You have cultivated the wisdom to be patient in the winter, to be joyful in the spring, to be expansive in the summer, and to be grateful in the autumn. You have replaced the anxiety of when with the profound peace of trusting in divine timing. But there will be times when the outer world feels harsh, times when the winter winds blow cold, and the faith you have so carefully cultivated feels challenged by the starkness of your physical reality. In these moments, where do you turn for warmth? How do you keep the flame of your vision alive when everything outside seems to be frozen? The answer is not to search for a fire in the external world, but to build an eternal, unquenchable fire within. You must construct a place inside of you that is forever summer, a refuge of perfect peace and inexhaustible abundance that you can access at any time. Tonight, we will not just visit this place, we will build it. Tonight, we construct your inner sanctuary. This is not an exercise in fantasy or idle daydreaming. This is an act of profound, energetic architecture. Your subconscious mind, the master builder of your reality, thinks in symbols, feelings, and places. By creating a dedicated, detailed, and consistent mental environment that embodies the very essence of your fulfilled desire, you are giving your subconscious a powerful and irresistible blueprint. You are building your new home on the inner planes of consciousness first, so that it may then manifest in the physical world. Energy follows thought. By consistently placing your awareness in an inner environment of peace and wealth, you are habituating every cell of your being to this new frequency. You are making abundance your energetic home, and your outer reality, by law, must eventually conform to the design of your inner dwelling. Let us begin this sacred construction project now. There are no budgets here, no physical limitations, no constraints of any kind. This palace will be built from the most powerful and flexible material in the universe, your own consciousness. First, choose the location. Where is your sacred ground? Is it on a serene, sun-drenched clifftop with a panoramic view of a calm turquoise ocean? Is it nestled deep within a lush, ancient forest with shafts of light filtering through a canopy of green? Is it a private island, a secret garden behind a high wall, or a penthouse floating high above a glittering city at night? Choose the location that evokes the deepest sense of peace, beauty, and perfect solitude within you. This is your land. It is private. It is protected. It is yours alone. Now, let us imagine the structure itself. What is the architecture of your soul's home? Is it a magnificent classical villa with white marble columns, serene courtyards, and the gentle sound of fountains? Is it a hyper-modern masterpiece of glass and light, with disappearing walls that merge the inside with the stunning nature outside? Is it a warm, cozy, rustic mansion built of great timbers and fieldstone, with fireplaces crackling in every room? See the structure in your mind's eye. See its perfect proportions, its beautiful lines. There is no need to rush. This is the most important home you will ever build. Now, let us approach the entrance. See the magnificent doors before you. Are they made of ancient carved wood or sleek, modern glass? Reach out with your imagined hand and feel their texture. Feel the weight and coolness of the handle. As you push the doors open, they glide with a silent, satisfying smoothness. Take a step across the threshold. You are inside. The very air here is different. It is still, clean, and vibrant, filled with a silent hum of peaceful energy. Take a deep breath of this air. As you exhale, feel any remaining tension from the outer world dissolve completely. You have arrived. You are home. Let us explore. You find yourself in a vast, open living space. The ceilings are high, creating a sense of unlimited expansion. Sunlight streams through enormous windows, illuminating dust-free air and highlighting the exquisite details of the room. The floors beneath your feet, whether they are polished marble, warm hardwood, or covered in the softest silk rugs, feel wonderful. Look at the furniture. It is the perfect blend of beauty and comfort. Every chair, every sofa looks like a work of art, yet it invites you to sink into it, to relax in a way you have never relaxed before. This entire space is designed for your ultimate peace and well-being. Wander into another room. Perhaps it is a library. Floor-to-ceiling shelves made of a beautiful dark wood are filled with the wisdom of the ages. But this is not just a room of knowledge, it is a room of your accomplishment. See on the large, uncluttered desk a beautifully bound copy of a book you have written, or a patent for an invention you have created, or a framed award celebrating your unique contribution to the world. This is a room that honors your creative genius. Now, let us create a very special room, the very heart of your sanctuary's abundant energy. Let us build your treasury. This is not a cold, sterile bank vault. This is a warm, beautiful circular chamber, lit by a soft golden light that seems to emanate from the walls themselves. In the center of the room, perhaps there is a fountain, but instead of water, a stream of liquid, golden light flows from it, endlessly, effortlessly, pooling at the bottom and recirculating. This represents the infinite, inexhaustible source of all wealth to which you are permanently connected. Around the room, you might see beautiful open chests overflowing with gleaming gold coins, sparkling diamonds, and precious jewels of every color. This is not a display of greed. It is a powerful symbolic representation of the infinite substance and boundless riches of the universe, which are yours by birthright. Step into this room. Feel the warmth. Hear the gentle hum of pure creative energy. Pick up a handful of the heavy, smooth gold coins. Feel their substance. This is the feeling of true, unshakable abundance. As you walk through your perfect home, the most important element is the feeling it evokes. The dominant feeling here is one of profound peace. It is the feeling of absolute safety. It is the deep, cellular knowing that all is well. There is no worry here. There is no striving. There is no fear of loss. There is only the quiet, joyful hum of utter and complete fulfillment. This is the feeling of having arrived. This sanctuary is now your true home, your energetic home base, and your most powerful nightly practice is to fall asleep here. As you prepare to drift off, do not fall asleep from your physical bedroom in your physical house. In your imagination, transport yourself instantly back to your inner sanctuary. Choose your favorite room. Perhaps you are sitting in a comfortable armchair in your library, or lying on a luxurious sofa overlooking the ocean, or even resting near the warm, golden light of your treasury. Spend the last few minutes of your waking consciousness simply being in this space. Feel the peace, breathe the clean air, absorb the silent hum of abundance. Let the feeling of your sanctuary be the last sensation you are aware of as you drift into the deep, creative waters of sleep. By doing this, you are conditioning your subconscious mind with this frequency of perfect abundance for the entire duration of your sleep, a powerful reprogramming that works for hours on end. Your inner sanctuary is your refuge, your charging station, your energetic blueprint. It is the place you can retreat to at any moment during your day to find your center and reconnect with your truth. It is the warm, inner fire you can sit by during the long outer winters of your creative cycles. It is the temple you have built for your own divinity. And now that you have this sacred workshop, this inner sanctum, you have the perfect environment in which to practice the most fundamental laws of creation. Within these hallowed walls, you can truly begin to understand and apply one of an ancient and powerful Hermetic principle that links your inner world directly to the outer one. Within your sanctuary, you can master the law of as above, so below. You are resting now within the silent, perfect walls of your inner sanctuary. This space you have built is more than just a beautiful imagining. It is a real place on the inner planes of consciousness. It is your private temple, your alchemical laboratory, a sacred fortress of peace where the harsh winds of the outer world cannot touch you. Here, in this stillness, protected from the noise of doubt, you are in the perfect state to understand one of the oldest and most powerful secrets of creation, a master key to the operating system of reality. It is a principle that has been whispered down through the ages by sages, mystics, and alchemists. A 7-word axiom that unlocks the mystery of how your inner world creates your outer world. The principle is this: as above, so below. These are not just poetic words. They are a precise, technical formula describing the nature of reality. Let us unpack this key, for within it is the power to make you a conscious master of your life. First, what is meant by above? The above is not the literal sky or the heavens in a religious sense. It is the world of the unseen, the causal plane, the realm of pure consciousness. It is the world of your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, your imagination, your identity. The inner sanctuary you are resting in right now is a perfect example of a reality in the world of above. It is formless, yet profoundly real. The above is the blueprint, it is the seed, it is the invisible cause. And what is meant by below? The below is the world of the seen. It is the physical, material world of form and manifestation. It is your body, your health, your relationships, your environment, and your bank account. The below is the world of effects. It is the physical building constructed from the blueprint. It is the tree that grows from the seed. It is the manifest consequence. The law, in its beautiful simplicity, states that the below is always, and without exception, a perfect mirror of the above. The world of effects is a flawless reflection of the world of cause. Your outer, physical world is nothing more and nothing less than a direct printout of your dominant, inner, energetic world. What you hold as true in consciousness, you must experience as fact in circumstance. To grasp the immense power this gives you, imagine you are standing before a vast, perfectly polished mirror. You look at your reflection. If the reflection in the mirror is showing a person with a deep frown on their face, what do? Do you walk up to the mirror and try to physically force the reflection's lips into a smile? Do you get angry at the mirror, accusing it of being negative, and try to wipe the frown away with a cloth? Of course not. A child understands that this would be madness. The mirror is simply showing you what is. The reflection has no power of its own. It is entirely dependent on the object it is reflecting. To change the frowning reflection, there is only one thing to do. You, the person standing in front of the mirror, must smile. The moment you change, the reflection changes. It has no choice. It happens instantly, effortlessly, and perfectly every single time. For most of your life, you have been trying to wipe the frown off the mirror. You have been looking at your below your bank account, your circumstances, and trying to change them with physical effort, with struggle, with worry. You have been trying to manipulate the reflection, a frustrating and exhausting task that never yields lasting results. The great wisdom of as above, so below, teaches you to turn away from the mirror. It teaches you to stop focusing on the world of effects and to dedicate your entire creative power to changing the one thing that actually matters, the being who is casting the reflection. You, your state of consciousness, your above. The entire journey you have taken tonight has been a masterclass in applying this law. When you learn to generate the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you were choosing the emotional expression of the person in front of the mirror. When you forged the invisible mold of your intention, you were defining the precise posture and features of this new being. When you entered your inner cinema, you were rehearsing your new smile until it felt natural. When you uprooted the weeds of old beliefs, you were lovingly letting go of the ingrained habit of frowning. And now, in your inner sanctuary, you have built the perfect private dressing room where you can fully and completely become the magnificent, smiling being whose reflection is the abundant life you desire. This law also explains why the work you do before and during sleep is the most potent form of creation. During your waking day, you are constantly interacting with the mirror of your reality. The below is actively reflecting your old programming back at you. You see a bill you cannot pay, the frowning reflection, and it triggers a feeling of lack in you, making you frown, which then reinforces the reflection. It can be a difficult cycle to break, but when you prepare for sleep, you are consciously turning away from the mirror. You close your eyes to the world of below, with all its contradictory evidence. You enter your inner sanctuary, a realm where only the above exists. Here, in this creative vacuum, you are free to construct your new inner state without the mirror of the world arguing with you. You can perfect your smile without the old, frowning reflection staring back at you. You impress this new state of being, this new smile, upon your subconscious mind in the fertile Theta state. Then, for the next 8 hours of sleep, you are marinating in this above state. You are solidifying it, crystallizing it on the unseen planes, and when you awaken and once again step before the mirror of your world, you are a different person casting a different reflection. The world of below must then begin to reorganize itself to match the new truth you have established in the above. Let this understanding sink into you now, not as an intellectual theory, but as a deep cellular knowing. As you rest here, in the perfect peace and opulence of your inner sanctuary, know this. This reality you are experiencing right now is the above. This is the cause. The feeling of utter safety you feel here must, by law, manifest as a safe and secure life. The feeling of inexhaustible supply you connected with in your treasury must, by law, manifest as financial abundance. It is already done in the causal realm. The blueprint is finished, the seed is planted, the smile is being held. Your only remaining work is to make this inner reality of the above more dominant, more familiar, more real to you than the old, fading reality of the below. Your work is to fall so in love with your inner sanctuary that you prefer to dwell here in your consciousness. The more you inhabit this inner state of fulfillment, the faster the outer world will rush to catch up. The world is not happening to you. The world is happening from you. You are the center, and all of life is a reflection of your state of being. This great Hermetic axiom, as above, so below, reveals a fundamental truth about the universe. Everything is connected. Everything has a correspondence. The great corresponds to the small. The inner corresponds to the outer, the unseen to the seen. And this universal law of correspondence leads us to another profound principle. The principle that all truths are but half-truths, that everything in the universe has its opposite, and that these opposites are actually two sides of the same coin. To move from a reflection of lack to a reflection of abundance, you must understand the law that governs these two extremes. You must understand the principle of polarity. You are resting in the truth of your own creative power, understanding the great Hermetic law, as above, so below. The inner world of your consciousness is the cause, the outer world of your circumstances is the effect. This law of correspondence reveals a universe that is orderly, intelligent, and interconnected. And this understanding now opens the door to another profound principle, a key that unlocks the secret of transformation. It is the principle of polarity. This ancient law states that everything has its pair of opposites. All truths are but half-truths, and most importantly, opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. This may sound like a riddle, but it is the very mechanism by which you can consciously and deliberately change any condition in your life from a state you do not want to a state you do want. It is the law that will dissolve your fear of lack forever. To understand this, let us visualize a simple thermometer. On the thermometer, there are markings for hot and cold. We are taught to think of hot and cold as two completely different, opposing things. But are they? What is cold really? Cold is not a substance. Cold is not an energy in itself. Cold is simply the absence of heat. What the thermometer actually measures is not two different things, but one thing, the single spectrum of temperature. Hot and cold are merely two poles, two different degrees, of the very same thing. They are identical in nature, both are temperature, but different in degree. Now, this is the crucial part. To change cold into hot, you do not fight the cold. You do not try to shovel the cold out of a room or command it to leave. That would be absurd. To change the condition, you simply introduce the other pole. You introduce heat. You turn up the thermostat. You light a fire. You raise the vibrational rate of the molecules in the room. And as you do, the cold simply ceases to exist. It is transmuted into a higher degree of its own nature. This is the master key. Now, let us apply this flawless principle to the spectrum of wealth. For your entire life, you have likely believed that poverty and wealth are two separate, opposing realities. You have believed that you are stuck in poverty and must somehow fight your way across a vast chasm to get to the distant land of wealth. The principle of polarity reveals this to be a profound illusion. Poverty and wealth are not two different things. They are two poles of the very same spectrum. That spectrum is called supply. Poverty is not a thing. It is not an entity or a malicious force that has attached itself to you. Poverty is simply the cold end of the scale of supply. It is a low degree of abundance consciousness. It is a state defined by the absence of the feeling of wealth. Wealth, on the other hand, is the hot end of the scale. It is a high degree of abundance consciousness, defined by the presence of the feeling of wealth. They are identical in nature, both are states of supply but different in degree. This understanding changes everything. It instantly dissolves all sense of victimhood. You are not a victim of poverty. You are simply, at this moment, vibrating at the cold end of the spectrum. Your current financial situation is not a judgment on your worth. It is not a punishment. It is merely an impersonal, neutral indicator, like the reading on a thermometer showing you the degree of your dominant inner state. The moment you realize this, you stop fighting the cold. You stop wrestling with your debts, struggling against your bills, and focusing all your energy on the problem of lack. To focus on lack is to focus on the cold, which only makes you feel colder, keeping your vibration locked at that end of the scale. Your new work, your only work, is to stop fighting the cold and to simply start introducing heat. It is to consciously, deliberately, and joyfully begin raising your own vibrational temperature. And how do you do this? You have already learned all the methods. Every step on this journey has been a lesson in turning up your own inner thermostat. When you practice generating the feeling of relief and freedom, you are introducing heat. When you immerse yourself in your inner cinema, you are focusing your mind on the hot reading on the scale. When you practice the alchemy of gratitude, you are flooding your entire being with the warmth of the sun. When you rest in your inner sanctuary, you are sitting beside the roaring fire of your own divine perfection. Let us practice this transmutation now. Let us feel the vibrational slide up the scale. For a moment, just observe the feeling of lack. Do not become it. Just observe it as a scientist would. Feel its characteristics. It feels constricted, heavy, tight, anxious. It feels cold. This is simply a reading on your energetic thermometer. It is just information. Acknowledge it without judgment, and thank it for showing you where your set point has been. Now, let us begin to introduce heat. Take a slow, deep breath, and on the exhale, release the tension in your jaw and shoulders. Feel that tiny bit of release? That is the needle on the thermometer moving up 1 degree. You are already warmer than you were a moment ago. Now, bring to mind the feeling of gratitude for something simple and true. The feeling of your heart beating, the comfort of the bed beneath you. Let that genuine appreciation spread through you like a warm wave. Feel the constriction in your chest loosen. That is the needle climbing another 10 degrees. You are moving from cold into cool. Now gently bring to your mind the image of your inner sanctuary. Step inside. Feel the profound peace, the absolute safety, the silent hum of well-being. Feel your entire nervous system calming down. The needle climbs higher, past the midway point, into the zone marked comfortable. Finally, in your imagination, step into your treasury. See the warm golden light. Feel the energy of infinite, inexhaustible supply. Let the feeling of limitless potential, of absolute freedom, of joyful abundance saturate every cell of your being. Feel the expansion. Feel the joy. Feel the heat. The needle on your thermometer now slides all the way to the top, into the vibrant red zone marked abundant. This is your natural temperature. This is your true set point. This is home. Your task is not to eliminate poverty. Your task is to practice activating the feeling of wealth so consistently that it becomes your new, natural, default state of being. You simply make the old state of cold irrelevant by making the new state of warmth your home. When you look at your bank account and it shows a number you do not like, do not panic. Do not fall into despair. See it as you would see a thermometer on a cold day. You would simply say, the reading is low. It is time to turn on the heat. You would then immediately turn your attention inward and practice the feeling of your inner sanctuary, the feeling of gratitude, the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You use the outer world as a simple indicator that tells you when it is time to tend to your inner fire. This principle grants you immense freedom. You are never stuck in lack. You are simply at a certain point on a spectrum, and you hold the thermostat. You have the power to change your energetic degree at any moment you choose, simply by changing your focus and your feeling. The power is not outside of you. It is within you. You are the master of your own vibrational state. This understanding frees you from fear. But sometimes, even as we do our best to turn up the heat, it can feel as though there is a deep, hidden layer of ice within us that resists the warmth. It feels like a blockage, a knot of old, frozen pain that even our inner fire struggles to melt. These are the energetic imprints left by past painful experiences with money, moments of trauma that have become crystallized in our energy field. To achieve a state of effortless flow, these frozen knots must be gently and lovingly thawed. We must now learn to dissolve our financial trauma. You are now resting in a state of profound empowerment. You hold the energetic thermostat of your being, understanding that lack and abundance are not separate realities, but 2 degrees of the same spectrum of supply. You know that you can, at any moment, choose to turn up your inner heat, to raise your vibration from the cold of scarcity to the warmth of wealth by focusing on gratitude, joy, and the feeling of the wish fulfilled. But perhaps, as you practice this, as you try to flood your being with the warmth of your new consciousness, you become aware of a deep and stubborn chill, a persistent, frozen layer deep within you that seems to resist the warmth. You may try to generate feelings of joy, but a knot of anxiety remains in your stomach. You may visualize success, but a shadow of past failure flickers at the edge of the screen. Do not be discouraged. This is not a sign of failure. It is a sign that you are ready for a deeper level of healing. You have just discovered a boulder in the river. You have found a pocket of frozen, stored energy from the past. You have found a financial trauma. The word trauma may sound dramatic, but it is simply any past experience that was too painful for your nervous system to fully process at the time. The energy of that moment, the fear, the shame, the helplessness, the betrayal became trapped, frozen in time within your subconscious mind and your physical body. The natural flowing river of your life force, your well-being, your abundance, had a great boulder of frozen pain dropped into its center. What are these boulders? For some, it was the shock of a sudden job loss. For others, the shame of a bankruptcy or a failed business. It might be the deep wound of a financial betrayal by a partner or family member. Or it could be more subtle. It could be the persistent anxiety you absorbed as a child, listening to your parents fight about bills. It could be the acute shame you felt in the schoolyard when you couldn't afford what the other children had. It could be the feeling of your stomach dropping when faced with an unexpected expense you couldn't cover. The specific event doesn't matter as much as the emotional charge it left behind. That frozen emotion became a boulder, and over time, perhaps many boulders have accumulated, obstructing the natural, powerful flow of abundance in your life. The river is still there. The source has never stopped supplying it, but its path has become blocked. Your life has been trying to navigate around these obstructions, resulting in a flow that is weak, turbulent, or trickles with great effort. Our work tonight is not to relive these painful moments. We will not re-traumatize you. To fight these boulders, to try and blast them with dynamite, would be a violent act that only creates more chaos and debris in the river. Our work is one of supreme gentleness. We will become the warm, flowing water itself. We will apply a constant, gentle, and loving pressure that will, over time, dissolve these frozen boulders back into the sand they once were, allowing the river to reclaim its original, powerful, and unimpeded course. Sleep is the perfect and safest time for this sacred work. In the conscious, waking state, the memory of these events can feel too overwhelming. But here, in the deep, relaxed state of pre-sleep, held in the perfect safety of your inner sanctuary, you can become the gentle healer of your own past. Let us begin this gentle ceremony of release now. First, affirm your safety. You are here, now, in this moment, completely safe and in control. You are resting in your inner sanctuary, and you are the master of this space. You are the observer, the loving awareness, and nothing from the past can harm you here. Now, with a gentle and loving intention, I invite you to ask your own inner wisdom, your higher self, to reveal one memory, one boulder, one knot of frozen energy that is ready to be healed tonight. Do not go digging for pain. Do not force anything to the surface. Simply create a quiet, open space and allow whatever is ready to be released to gently float into your awareness. It may appear as a clear image of a past event. It may be just a vague feeling of dread or shame. It may simply be a physical sensationa, tightness in your chest, a knot in your throat, a heaviness in your gut. However it appears, greet it with acceptance. As this memory or feeling surfaces, it is crucial that you do not dive into it. Do not become the actor in that old drama again. That is the old way. The new way is to stay right here, on the safe, peaceful bank of the present moment, and simply observe the memory as the boulder in the river before you. See it from this safe distance. You are the compassionate witness. Now, from the very center of your being, from your heart space, the seat of your I Am presence, I want you to imagine a beautiful, warm, and gentle light beginning to glow. Let this light have the color of unconditional love, perhaps, a soft, golden pink, like a dawn sky. This is the light of your own divine consciousness. It is pure love. It is pure acceptance. From your heart, send this warm, loving light out to the boulder in the river. See this light completely enveloping the memory, the feeling, the physical sensation. You are not trying to change it. You are not judging it as bad. You are not fighting it. You are simply holding it. You are giving this old, frozen, unloved part of you the one thing it has never had: pure, unconditional, loving presence. As this warm, healing light penetrates the boulder, watch what begins to happen. The hard, sharp edges of the memory begin to soften. The frozen energy begins to thaw at the edges. You may see the boulder start to gently dissolve, not with a violent crack, but like a cube of ice melting in warm water. It breaks down into smaller and smaller particles, becoming sand and silt, which are then easily and harmlessly carried away downstream by the gentle, flowing current of the river. There is no effort. There is no struggle. The warmth of your love is all that is needed. As you watch the boulder dissolve in your mind's eye, feel the corresponding release in your own body. Feel the river of your own life force, your own energy, begin to flow a little more freely. Breathe into that new space. Feel the lightness where the heaviness once was. Feel the warmth where the chill once resided. This gentle, loving process is yours to use whenever an old fear or painful memory arises. Your river may have many boulders, large and small, but you now possess the one tool that can dissolve them all: your own loving, compassionate awareness. One by one, night by night, in your own perfect time, you can clear the channel of your life, restoring the flow of your divine birthright of abundance, joy, and peace. The channel is clearing. The stagnant energy is being released. The great river of abundance is beginning to reclaim its natural, powerful course through the landscape of your life. The blockages of the past are dissolving into the flow of the present. With the river now beginning to move more freely, our focus must shift. How do we greet this emerging current? How do we honor this new, unimpeded flow? The energy you carry from this deep, healing sleep into the first precious moments of your waking day is critical. It sets the tone for everything that follows. The healing you do in the darkness of the night creates an echo that will greet you in the light of the dawn. We must now learn to listen for and consciously align with this morning echo. The river of your life force is beginning to flow more freely now. You have lovingly attended to the boulders of the past, dissolving the frozen energy of old traumas with the warm, unconditional light of your own presence. You have rested through the night in a state of healing, release, and gentle restoration. The inner landscape has been cleared, and the creative intelligence of the universe has been working in the fertile darkness of your sleep to rearrange reality in your favor. And now, you are approaching that sacred liminal threshold between the world of dreams and the world of waking, the moment of dawn. This moment is one of the most pivotal and misunderstood in the entire creative cycle. It is the moment of the great handover, when the work done by the infinite, subconscious creator during the night is passed to the conscious, finite mind to be experienced during the day. The quality of this handover determines the quality of the day that follows. For what you whisper into the great, silent canyon of the universe before you sleep creates an echo that will return to you in the first light of morning. Your task is not to create a new reality from scratch each day, but to learn to listen for and align with this morning echo. Think of your nightly practice as a single, powerful, resonant sound that you release into a vast and silent valley. The sound might be the feeling of peace. It might be the frequency of relief. It might be the pure tone of abundance. Once you release this sound, you fall into the deep silence of sleep. All through the night, This sacred sound travels, bouncing off the cosmic walls of consciousness, gathering resonance and beginning its journey back to its source. The very first feeling, the very first subtle mood or thought you perceive upon waking is that echo returning to you. It is the universe faithfully reflecting back the dominant vibration you marinated in as you fell asleep. For most of your life, you have been completely unaware of this echo. The alarm clock shrieks, and your first conscious thought is one of dread. I have to get up. I have so much to do. I'm already behind. You immediately grab your phone, and before your consciousness has even fully landed in your body, you are flooding your mind with the emergencies of others in your email, the curated perfection of others on social media, the fear-based narratives of the morning news. In these critical first moments, you have taken the soft, receptive, newly rested clay of your morning mind and immediately stamped it with a pattern of stress, comparison, and lack. You have taken the beautiful, subtle echo of abundance returning to you and drowned it out with the harsh static of the outer world, and then you wonder why your day unfolds as a struggle. Tonight, you will make a new vow. You will make a sacred appointment with yourself for the moment you awaken. You will promise yourself the gift of a 5-minute sacred pause before the world gets its hands on you. This small practice will become the rudder that steers your entire day. Here is your new morning ritual. The moment you become aware that you are waking up, before you even open your eyes, your first action is one of complete stillness. Your first thought is not a thought at all, but a gentle, curious question posed to your inner self. What is the echo? Lie perfectly still. Listen, not with your ears, but with your entire being. Can you feel the faint residual vibration of the peace you cultivated in your inner sanctuary? Can you perceive the gentle, warm afterglow of the gratitude you generated? Can you remember, not just as a thought, but as a physical sensation, the feeling of relief that all is well, that it is already done? Do not try to force it. This is not a practice of striving. It is a practice of delicate listening, of remembering. You are simply reactivating the state that your subconscious has been resting in all night long. You are catching the echo before it fades. When you find Itand, you will, even if it is very faint at first, breathe into it. Gently inhale that feeling of peace. Let it be the first emotional nourishment of your day. Let it fill your chest, your belly, your entire body. Let this feeling of it is done be the lens through which you choose to open your eyes. When you finally do look upon your room, you are not looking with the eyes of someone who has to struggle and strive. You are looking with the eyes of someone who is already abundant, already free, already living in their fulfilled reality. By performing this sacred pause, you are consciously setting your vibrational trajectory for the next 16 hours. You are telling the universe and your own powerful subconscious, this is the frequency I choose for my day. This is the reality I will inhabit. You are reminding your reticular activating system of its primary mission. Show me the evidence of this feeling. And so, instead of being programmed by the chaos of the world, your filter is programmed by the peace of your own soul. You begin your day from the above, from the causal plane, and then you descend into the world of below as a conscious creator, not as a reactor to circumstance. Consider the two paths that diverge from the moment the alarm sounds. The first path, the unconscious one, is paved with anxiety, distraction, and the agendas of others. It almost inevitably leads to a day of feeling rushed, stressed, and on the defensive, a day where you are constantly trying to put out fires and wrestle with the reflection in the mirror. The second path, the one you are choosing now, begins with stillness, silence, and a deep listening for the echo of your own inner truth. It is a path that begins with the remembrance of your own power and perfection. This path leads to a day of flow, of inspired action, of serendipity. It is a day where you are not fighting the current, but are being gracefully carried by it, noticing the opportunities your Raz points out, and moving through your tasks with a sense of calm purpose. The choice between these two profoundly different days, these two profoundly different lives, is made in the first 5 minutes of your consciousness. The cycle is now complete. You have learned to enter the night with a clear and powerful intention, planting a seed in the fertile darkness. And you have now learned to begin your day by receiving the beautiful resonant echo of that seed's growth. You have aligned your journey into sleep and your emergence into waking, creating a seamless 24-hour cycle of conscious creation. This entire journey, from diving into the deep ocean of your subconscious, to forging the mold of your intention, to clearing the traumas of the past, to learning the rhythms of the universe, has been a journey deeper and deeper into the heart of your own creative power. It has been a process of peeling back layer after layer of limitation, doubt, and false identity. And as we prepare to peel back this one final layer, we arrive at the ultimate, simplest, and most liberating realization of all. We discover that the goal of this journey was never truly about attracting money from the outside world. The true purpose was to lead you home to the stunning revelation that the thing you have been seeking is the one thing you have always been. You are not searching for the treasure. You are the treasure. You have walked a long and sacred path tonight. You have journeyed from the turbulent surface of your mind into the silent, creative depths of your subconscious ocean. You have learned the currency of feeling, forged the mold of your intention, and planted your seed in the fertile ground of the Theta state. You have cleared the anchors of the past, tuned your body as a resonance chamber, and learned to dance with the great rhythms of the universe. You have completed the sacred circle, from the powerful intention you set in the evening to the gentle echo you will receive in the morning. Each step was a necessary part of the journey, a lesson in your own creative power. And now, here at the culmination of this path, we arrive at the final, most liberating, and most stunning truth of all. It is the secret that was hidden in plain sight from the very beginning. The ultimate purpose of this entire journey was never to get the money. The money is, and has always been, a byproduct, a beautiful side effect of a much grander aim. The true purpose of this journey was to lead you home to the magnificent, breathtaking realization of what you have always been. You thought you were a person of lack, learning the techniques to attract abundance. The final truth is that you are abundance itself, and you were simply learning to shed the dream of lack. Imagine a man who spends his entire life on an epic quest. He has been told of a legendary treasure locked away in a sacred chamber that holds the key to all happiness and security. He spends years studying ancient maps, which are the books and teachings of the world. He learns secret languages and codes, which are the affirmations and techniques of creation. He endures great hardships and overcomes immense obstacles, which represent the struggle and doubt of his journey. Finally, after a lifetime of seeking, he arrives at the door of the sacred chamber. With a trembling hand, he takes out the ornate, complex key he has spent his life searching for. He inserts it into the lock, turns it, and pushes the great door open. But as he steps inside, he discovers two things that leave him speechless. The first is that the door was never locked. The key he sought so desperately was never actually needed. And the second, most stunning discovery of all is what lies inside the great treasure chest. He opens the heavy lid, expecting to be blinded by the gleam of infinite gold and jewels. Instead, at the bottom of the vast, empty chest, there lies a single, perfect mirror. And looking back at him from the mirror is his own face, illuminated by the light of his own awareness. In that moment, he understands. The treasure was never in the chest. The treasure was, and always had been, the seeker. You are that seeker. And this is that moment. All the techniques you have learned tonight, the visualizations, the incantations, the sanctuary building, they are the ornate key you have been crafting. They are precious and important, not because they have the power to open an external door, but because they gave you the focus, the discipline, and the faith to make the journey to this room. They were the tools that helped you bypass the gatekeeper of your own logical mind and led you here to this final confrontation with the mirror of your own being. The ultimate secret is this: the door to abundance has never been locked. You have always been free. And what of the money? What of the wealth you so deeply desire? It is real and it is coming. But you must now understand its true nature. Money is not the prize. Money is the shadow. Imagine you are standing in a great open field on a sunny day. Your body, the light of your consciousness, casts a shadow on the ground. For years, you have been chasing that shadow, trying to capture it, trying to hold it, believing that if you could just possess the shadow, you would be happy. But you cannot catch a shadow. The harder you chase it, the faster it flees. The work is never to chase the shadow. The work is to become more fully and brilliantly the source of the light. The work is to turn your attention away from the shadow on the ground and to focus on becoming more intensely yourself, on embodying the radiant light of your own I Am presence. When you do this, when you stop chasing the shadow and simply are the light, the shadow takes care of itself. It appears automatically. It follows you everywhere you go, effortlessly. It becomes your constant companion. Money is a shadow cast by an abundant consciousness. Stop chasing money. Focus only on cultivating your own inner light, your own consciousness of wealth, and the symbol of money will have no choice but to follow you wherever you go. This brings us to the final evolution of your identity. You have moved from I want wealth to I have wealth, to the powerful declaration of I am wealthy. But there is one final step. It is the realization that you are not a person who is wealthy. You are wealth itself. You are not a drop in the ocean of abundance. You are the entire ocean of abundance, experiencing itself in a single focused drop. Rest in this ultimate truth. Let go of all the techniques now. Let go of the need to do anything, to strive for anything, to become anything. Simply be. Be the silent, peaceful, sky-like awareness that you are. And know this, not as a hope or a concept, but as the most fundamental fact of your existence. This awareness that is you is the treasure. This consciousness is the inexhaustible supply. This I am presence is the source of all things. There is nowhere to go, for you are already here, at the center of all creation. There is nothing to get, for you already contain all things within your own being. There is no one you need to become, for you are already, and have always been, a perfect and complete expression of the divine. The search is over. You have arrived. You are home. Rest now in the radiant peace and profound silence of your own magnificent being. You are the treasure, and so, our journey through the inner worlds of creation comes to a gentle close for tonight. You have traveled far, not across miles, but across dimensions of your own being. You have reclaimed the forgotten keys to your own divine power. As you now begin to drift into the final, deepest, and most restorative stages of your sleep, let the essence of our journey crystallize into one simple, powerful truth that you can carry with you into the silence. Remember this: your mind is a sacred garden. Each night, you are given the opportunity to be the master gardener of your own reality. Sleep is the rich, dark, fertile soil where all new life begins. Your clear intention is the precious, perfect seed you choose to plant. Your feeling, the feeling of the wish already fulfilled, is the living water that awakens this seed and calls it to life. Your gratitude is the warm, golden sun that encourages its growth, ensuring it becomes strong and vibrant. Your only work, your only sacred duty, is to tend to this garden each night, to plant your chosen seed with love, to water it with the feeling of its own reality, and then to trust the profound, silent, and miraculous process of the night. Do this, and you will, without fail, awaken to a world in full bloom, a world that is but a reflection of the beauty you have so carefully cultivated within. Let this simple truth be your final lullaby, a gentle whisper that carries you into the stillness. I rest in wealth, and I wake in wealth. I rest in wealth, for wealth is my true nature. I wake in wealth, for my world is but a reflection of this nature. There is nothing more to do now, nothing more to learn. All the work is done. All that is left is to simply be, to rest, to dissolve into the silent, loving, and abundant embrace of the universe. Rest now. Rest in your power. Rest in your peace. Rest in your wealth. Peace.